I love you all. Let me read these super chats, right? But, yeah, we'll just do that. I don't want to start. If I say anything else, I'll kick out another round, and my brain cells can't take it right now. So,
cool.
Let me get through these super chats. Then I'll give each of these lovely people an outro. This has been a panel. Okay. I appreciate y'all. So $5 early super chat for Hunter. Thank you. Artemis Fowl for 20. Prediction: Destiny is going to ignore Biden calling his own DOJ corrupt and engage in political prosecutions and try to lay blame at Trump's feet, even though Biden and Trump agree that DOJ is corrupt. $50 from Artemis Fowl. The Roger Stone pardon and the pardons of those with the Trump officials and aides comes directly from the illegal visa warrants that were obtained through the illegal actions of the FBI agents, as laid out in the Durham report. $2 from Short Sack Goblin. Wasn't Destiny banging and blowing Nazis? $5 from Artemis Fowl. Nobody made Democrats plant their flag as a party of norms and laws. You people did that yourselves. You are simply mad when you got exposed. $2. Can Destiny play the victim card harder? Jesus. $2 from Testicle Johnson.
Dude, your chat's more right-wing than mine.
He's a centrist. This is who the centrists attract, by the way. Don't ever forget it.
I'm not a centrist. Hold on. People keep saying I'm a centrist. You think I'm a centrist? You've never met a centrist in your life. I had a centrist on the other day, Tracing Woodgrains. He's a great guy, Trace. He's a centrist. I'm a center-left guy. I'm pretty left. Okay, Artemis Fowl for $10. Trust in the FBI plunge from 57% to 41% since January 6th. That's why you've gained that is what you have gained. The American people don't agree with you, Destiny, but keep going. You've been very helpful to turn off moderates. $2 from Gate Odyssey.
Oh, I got a cut of these? How much money am I making right now? I'm just kidding. Cut.
Blanket January 6th pardon for Gate Fight Games. $10 from That's Way. Hunter paid the taxes plus penalties. It should have ended there. Republicans then nuked the plea deal that was already excessive. Pardon is 100% justified. $20 from Artemis Fowl. U.S. Judge Marilyn Norica, not Wiseman, threw out the plea deal. The judge who threw it out stated it was likely unconstitutional because it provided absolute immunity from future prosecution. Pure corruption.
Artemis, you're donating to Wick more than me than you usually do. Jesus Christ.
Wait, who was that donation just from Artemis?
Artemis,
yeah.
I can bring Artemis in if you want.
No, just be careful because if this guy is clearly mentally unwell, I don't know if he can sue you for his shit back if he's having a psychotic episode right now or something.
Artemis is
fucking
Artemis
retard.
Is...
The plea deal is unconstitutional.
Okay.
He's backstage.
$5 from Rabid Wombat. Are we upset they got Al Capone just for tax evasion because they could only prove that crime? A criminal was off the streets. Daddy, just let one go. $10 more from Artemis Fowl. Why does Trump nominate?
Can I ask a quick question to the panel? This isn't even political. Hold on, because I'm going to look. I haven't Googled yet. If I look up Al Capone, I've heard the IRS thing. Is it true that he was only ever convicted on taxes, or was taxes how they got a foothold into all of the investigative stuff?
It was only taxes.
No idea.
Okay.
All right, okay.
No, hold up. I literally just read this the other day. So they had a whole bunch of charges under the Volstead Act, the prohibition stuff or whatever, but they felt like the case was weaker, so as a result, they went with the tax case.
They only did that tax stuff.
Fair enough.
It's just there's a wild comparison between Hunter Biden and Al Capone.
Why? It's the Biden crime family. It's literally a 1-to-1.
Yeah, right.
You go
only second to the Clinton crime family.
It's not what you know, it's what you can prove.
Okay, $5 from Portland is burning. Where's the outrage over Jared Kushner's company refusing to comply with the House Ethics Committee investigating his Saudi dealings?
I'm outraged. That.
Yeah,
I
$5.
disavow. See how easy that was? I disavow. Yeah.
Disavow.
We all disavow?
Wait, Tuna, do you also disavow?
Effortlessly, actually. In
Okay,
fact,
so that was
I would
actually
say it's the easiest thing to say in the world.
Comment again. Yeah. We all disavow it.
$5.
We got to get through super chats, and I want
Yeah,
to do
we got to get through quick, right? I'm trying to lightning round this shit. $5 from Artemis Fowl, who brought cocaine into the White House on 4th of July, Hutch. It was brought into entry only for friends and family whose drugs for those. And then $10 more from Artemis Fowl, who is single-handedly funding my stream. I like how Destiny could extrapolate treason for Trump's actions for which he wasn't charged for, yet Destiny can't do it for Hunter Biden for one of the easiest cases of pay-for-play corruption. $5 from Kimmerman 502. Trump wasn't charged with insurrection. We can drop it. Yes, we can no longer say he led an insurrection, right? And then $10 from Artemis Fowl. Why did Hunter Biden walk away from the plea deal? Because it wouldn't protect him from FARA investigations if he didn't think he was going to be charged without it. $5 from someone else. Determinatus. I missed when we were talking about the pardon. Yes. $5 from Antelope. Dev. I've read all the documents and did hours of research. Also Dev. Canadians lack the ability to get mad, yell, or raise their voice. E Platinimus Unum. Y'all are a laugh riot comedy gold. I'm glad we can entertain you. $10 more from Artemis Fowl. In case anyone forgot, Destiny has publicly stated that when he is in a debate mode, he will lie through his teeth and deny reality if he thinks it will win the debate. $5 more from Audacity. Does Destiny understand that the reason Democrats are constantly whipping themselves is because they are constantly found being hypocrites? $10 from Artemis Fowl. Hutch is laying out the perfect argument for why it's illegal for New York to prosecute Trump because the DA and AG both campaigned on engaging in lawsuits to bankrupt Trump and throw him in jail. $5 from Audacity. How's the Republic dead? Trump won. The people want this. $5. Al Capone was a victim of a potential... Look, I'm going to skip the $5 ones. I'll get to them after the show. Don't worry. $10 from David Hubois. Dems didn't just lose by 1%. National needs to be D plus 3 to 4%. Dems lost it by 5%. Quibbling on this tiny margin is a losing battle. Well, no. They lost by 2% in 3 states. And if there had been a 2% switch in those 3 states, we would win.
Yeah, but what he's saying is realistically that doesn't happen. You need if you're whatever you're campaigning on, if it's good enough to bump you by a couple points in those states, you probably are going to be bumped by 4 or 5 points nationally.
But this is I'm actually not sure the answer to this. Didn't we do significantly better in the battleground states than we did in the rest of the states? It wasn't the result of heavy campaigning. Yeah, so I think it is possible to campaign specifically in the battleground states.
Doesn't everybody campaign specifically in isn't that why they're called battleground states?
We did. The point is that we did significantly better at campaigning in the battleground states, whereas they were just doing something that was across the board more successful as a result of inflation.
And she might have done better if she had more time to campaign. If she had a 9-month, 10-month, 11-month.
We're gonna get to closing statements. $10 from Silver Camaro to say Dev loves to wear a diaper. And Destiny, when you were having fun time with Fuentes, did you whisper in his ear, "Your body, my choice"? Thank you for the $10. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna get to closing statements. Pisco and Artemis Fowl are both in the waiting room. If you guys want to stay after, it's up to you. I don't care. Counterpoints. Give us what you got. Close us out.
Okay. Basically, I think this is how republics. I think this is how republics die. I think when people start shirking their duty and their principles because they're like, fuck it, the other guys are pieces of shit, and on a comparative level, my bullshit is less than other people's bullshit. Again, I think this is how we destroy the republic. I am a Republican. I care about a republic. I want it to perpetuate. I want it to be alive by the time my kids are around. That's why I fought against Donald Trump's reelection. This is why I will fight Destiny and Hutch when I feel like they're sweeping for shit that they don't need to sweep for. I parasocially love all of you. Thank you for the content. And if you want to check me out, my main Warhammer my main channel is Warhammer Counterpoints 40K. Just Google that. And if you like these fiery debates, they're posted on a channel called Counterfire.
And I have links to all these people in the description of my YouTube. Check them out. Please click on my links. Thank you.
Parasocially.
Destiny, go ahead.
People on their own are not good at governing themselves. This is why we have governments, okay? We have different types of governments. Governments only work when everybody involved in the government is playing by the same set of rules. People have this false assumption that there is some kind of nobility in standing by and watching you and your fellow countrymen get slaughtered. There is no nobility in this. Norms and rules have to be enforced. There is a reason why we do not do polite suggestions against crime, but rather we have jails and prisons for crime. There is a reason why there are penalties for breaking with a lot of the structure of the US government that we rely on people to enforce, and we don't just simply ask people kindly to do it. When people begin to break these norms, there has to be a course correction. We do not hold an election to vote on whether or not we ought to hold a murderer to be accountable for the crime of murder. He is simply held accountable. So people need to get off this weird imaginary playing field where if we just signal harder about our virtues and principles, that somehow we're going to beat a people who have agreed that they no longer have to abide by them. We have seen it play out historically 1,000,000 times. We call it appeasement. You cannot appease a side who is not willing to play by norms and assume that somehow you're magically going to defeat them. You have to beat them where they are, and they're the ones who are choosing to go there.
Thanks for being here, and we got Artemis Fowl. If you want to yell at him, is back, so I'll pull him in later. But Dev, go ahead.
I know you guys are mentioning, fairness and principles. I think even you mentioned it, Wick. But those things don't mean that you adhere to a contract that's already been violated. You have to go as far as they've gone in order to teach them why they need to come back to civility. You can't go farther than they've gone, but you also can't do nothing. And that's basically it.
Yeah, thanks for being here. I know it was a little.
No
You didn't get a lot in there, but I appreciate you being here, so thank you. Hutch, go ahead.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I just want to push back against this idea that if you're okay with Biden pardoning Hunter Biden, you necessarily must be okay with, pardoning like every illegal immigrant or every like politically connected person who might be vulnerable to prosecution later on. There's like tactical reasons why one would not be as impactful for the other. And so I just wanted to attack that in my closing statement. Thank you guys for being on the panel. This was fun. It was lively. It was nice to meet the people that I haven't met before. And yeah, thank you, Wick, for putting it on.
Well, thank you for agreeing to it. I really appreciate you. I know this is a little short notice, but we got it together. Quibble, go ahead.
Destiny did a long thing on Twitter, but I'm just going to read a snippet of it. If everyone on the block agrees not to steal from each other, people can leave their houses during the day to go do more productive work rather than sitting at home guarding their possessions all night. This is in the context of, obviously, norms have been broken. If someone steals a computer, that doesn't mean that I should go become a thief. So, right, even if they've stolen hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of shit in my neighborhood, I still shouldn't go around also being a thief. We need to be able to rebuild that norm because that's a necessary norm in order to have a functional society.
Thanks for being here. Check them out, gang. Links in my YouTube description. Finally, tuna chat.
Yeah, I mean, fundamentally, Biden's decision is already through. There's nothing we can do about that. I do want to see the DNC and Democrats in general rebuild a relationship with the public. I'm tired of hearing this idea that pardoning Hunter is somehow a radical action. Trump's not in a camp. He's not in jail. The DNC didn't get BG out in time. They didn't get Biden out in time. They're constantly dropping the ball, and now we're accepting this as some kind of like poker chip. Now they're based. They've not been based the whole time. It seems like cope to call this based. And while some of the panel find it easy to relate to being a millionaire playboy drug addict, having their dick leaked on the internet by political opponents, some of us, the popular consensus is that this looks corrupt. This looks bad, and the consequences on the public trust will be dire. They'll probably last several years. I just don't think it's a good move.
Okay, thank you. Thank you all for being here. You can leave if you like.
Was that a reference to me or Hunter Biden?
Good question.
I mean, if it can't, you can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. If we're done with the thing officially, hold on, wait. For the guy that mentioned, what do you do when somebody steals a TV? What do we do when somebody steals from somebody in society?
Yeah, the answer is that we need to be able to build back that norm that we don't go around stealing shit.
Well, no, wait. But when somebody steals something in society, no. What do we do in society when somebody steals?
We try to, I'm totally in support of trying to throw Trump in jail.
They pay restitution to make it right. You don't just say, well, let's do better next time. Let's rebuild. You do, like, in a sense, you actually do steal back from them.
Wait, I'm sorry. So yes.
If I steal $100,000 from you, the way that you get the money back is the government comes and they steal it back from me.
I'm in support of going after Trump. Going after Trump is a very different thing than letting off Hunter and other people in the progressive sort of side of the aisle off the hook, right?
Yeah, but what is your way of going after Trump? It sounds like the only way that you're suggesting is the ballot box.
No, not just through the ballot box. I was totally in support of going after him in the court system. It happens that now he's won an election, which is unfortunate, but that doesn't mean that we can't go after conservatives in the court system.
So just to be clear, what can we possibly go after Trump for now?
He's president, so we can't go after him, unfortunately.
So we can't
certainly go after
all of it is gone. All the crimes that he did, we can't go after any of those things, right?
He's president. I don't understand what you want. Yeah, he's the president.
I'm showing you the fault. I'm showing you the fault in your logic because we just agreed that restitution is an important part, or that holding someone accountable for a crime is an important part.
Yes,
and now that we've seen that Trump has completely escaped all of that, why? Let's say in the future,
Go for it.
Let's say in the future a similar circumstance comes up and you're a Republican. What would you do? Why wouldn't you do the exact same thing that Donald Trump has done?
Because we want to be able to build back the structure of not stealing.
Yeah, but but why wouldn't Republicans steal? Why wouldn't they just do the same thing? They won the election. They got a reward for it. Why wouldn't they do the same thing?
That's what I'm saying. We need to be going in terms of what we're doing right now. We don't actually have any power whatsoever in Senate or Congress. right? So therefore, every single member of Congress and and Senate, their job right now ought to be to demand, like throw things out there and say, hey, here's an anti-corruption thing. The only thing in this bill is anti-corruption shit, right? So let's all get on board with this anti-corruption shit. Would you look at that? Silver platter. Here you go, Republicans. Do this anti-corruption shit. You say you care about corruption. Clearly you don't, because we're willing to give this to you with literally no strings attached. All we're saying is no insider trading, for example, and you're not willing to get on board with that. Huh. Fascinating. I'd love to have that be something that's being presented on the Congress floor. Don't you?
No, because the Republicans have a majority and they don't care. Nothing will happen. They'll say, oh, that's
cool.
cool.
We can still present it. What do you want our Congress people to do?
Well, we need to win in Congress first.
We
need to win in well, now we have no power. So now you want to virtue signal, which there's nothing wrong with virtue signaling, but I don't want my politicians just virtue signaling. I need them in a place where they can pass legislation. Okay. Now we can't.
Right now, all they can do for the next 2 years is bully pulpit. So from a bully pulpit perspective, what do you want them to be doing?
That's not true. Saying, hey, we have the filibuster. Thank you, Joe Manchin. We still have the filibuster.
I was gonna say.
Thank you, Joe Manchin. But anyway,
do we have the filibuster? Do we really though? Do we?
Are you memeing?
Yeah, we really do.
Do we?
Are you memeing? Isn't he on the way out?
Joe Manchin? Yeah, but we still have a filibuster.
I don't know if he has.
I want to ask quick a question. If you
me?
think it's convenient for Republicans to do so, you think if Trump pushes on them hard enough, and it's in a situation in which it would be convenient for Trump, do you think they're going to?
I think it might be, but we have reason to believe they won't. Look at 2017, because Trump did this before. Trump in 2017 pushed on Republicans who controlled the Senate at the time to get rid of the filibuster, and the Senate told him to fuck off. And
we'll see. I mean, we'll see. You have a lot of confidence in MAGA Republicans.
Well, we can look at what they did with Matt Gaetz. Trump. Hold on, really quick. Gaetz was a weather vane for me. How much of Trump's dick was the Senate gonna suck? Right? Like, how much of what Trump were they just going to roll over? Gaetz gives me a little hope in the fact that they took that.
Gaetz gives you hope. Gaetz was
because the Senate told him no. The Republicans in the Senate told him no.
Do you have any confidence that Kash Patel is going to give?
I have no idea.
Canned?
I don't.
Yeah,
know.
I mean that's the lengths at where like the line is someone like Matt Gaetz, where he's hated by congressional Republicans, just so you know, for other reasons not related to his corruption or his tendencies to have like sex with people who are under 18. But I have a question for counterpoints, because I kind of split the difference a little bit. I don't agree that the pardon was right, but I also agree with Stephen and others that like it's crazy to focus on this when you have so much corruption on their side. My question for Connor is, why are you such a useful idiot for MAGA Republicans' talking points about debunked hoaxes like the Burisma narrative?
Debunked.
Hi, Pisco. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Debunked.
Because it's true.
The Burisma thing? So you think that Joe Biden fired the prosecutor in Ukraine to help his son? You fully believe that?
I didn't say that, did I?
Yeah. But do you?
No.
Oh. So why are you talking up this like Hunter Biden shit like it's some huge scandal? Like it matters at all to the American people? That's kind of how you painted it. And you said that Hunter Biden funneled money into his family. You asked me a question,
I would like to answer it.
Yeah.
Because it matters to me, and the fact that it doesn't matter to you is why I think you fucking lose.
Yeah, so it matters to you because you just care so much about people not paying their taxes. That's what you really care about.
No, actually, I'll go ahead and articulate. Hold on. You asked me a question. I want to be able to answer it. Yeah. So what I think is the popular narrative with MAGA Republicans, which I am sympathetic to, is that there is an underclass and an upper class in the United States of America, and that our politicians and corporate oligarchs can basically do whatever the fuck they want in order to enrich themselves, and it's up to morons like me and people in my class to fight and die and work and toil in order to make them rich. And so as a result, if I'm actually in a meritocratic representative republic, then I would like them to also be held accountable to the rules that I am governed by.
I feel like Democrats do this, right? So Democrats are the ones who are like not supporting Menendez. There's indictments against the New York City mayor, indictments against Democratic congressmen, and Democrats like distance themselves.
Why am I on a panel that swept for Hunter Biden for 3 hours?
But you're like, no, I really, really care about tax fraud. I really care, not because I have this belief in this conspiratorial Burisma story. It's just because Hunter Biden didn't pay his taxes, and I really care about that. That's an issue of national security.
No, Pisco. It's not this. It's actually because I am fucking repulsed by Democrats who basically go on the internet and they think it's fucking funny that this guy was banging all sorts of fucking whores, smoking crack, got his widow's ex-wife fucking addicted to methamphetamine, bought a gun, had his girlfriend throw it out in a trash can because he was in a manic bipolar disorder, and they're like, oh yeah, based.
Bro,
that's repulsive to me.
When people say
associated with you,
when people like say base to that kind of thing, it's kind of people like Steven are reacting to the fact that we have zero standards. You understand that, like, in order for a Republican to lose an election based on like their standards,
we are talking about Hunter Biden here still, right? Not.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So first of all, Hunter Biden is not elected
throw
official.
away my guns.
Yeah. But like, in order for Republicans to lose election, they literally have to be on like nudeafrica.com talking about the craziest fucking shit, or literally be pedophiles. Otherwise, they have no consequences for their misconduct.
Yeah, do I sweep the Republicans, or did I actually choose Democrats as the lesser of two evils in this most recent election cycle?
You're kind of doing another bad thing, which is like you're talking up this corruption as though it gets to the heart of what's wrong with America. When Hunter Biden is, it's a rich kid who did some bad things, did some crimes.
Hold on, Pisco, do you think it's corruption that Biden pardoned his son?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. That's
but I think it's like crazy to put it in the same conversation as MAGA Republicans. I think people like Steven and Hutch are bringing attention to the fact that our standards are so much higher than MAGA Republicans. And to put it in the same breath.
Clear, you're not.
I don't even know what the corruption would be. I don't even know how it's corruption. It's just a pardon.
I don't think it's corrupt.
Well, because I have high standards, Stephen. I think that it could not have been done.
Yeah, but your standards are like extra legal. They're not related to the law or the purpose of the pardon or anything at all, or what?
Yeah, yes, but like what I'm saying is an abuse of power. You have to, in order to abuse of power, you have to have the power.
Yeah, but
and
what's
so,
the abuse?
So for if Biden said, would you say it's based, Stephen, tomorrow? If Biden said, I am pardoning every single person who voted for me for any crime they've ever done, would you say that's a corrupt pardon?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's done for like an improper purpose, which is blatantly political. I also think like favors.
Do we think the Hunter Biden was done for an improper purpose?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Because I think it was done for a personal relationship as opposed to.
So you don't believe him when you were out here virtue signaling about like, oh, I think the thing that you wrote was good and blah blah blah. You didn't believe that, or
wait, the who said was good?
I thought you said that Biden's reason that he gave for pardoning. I thought you said it was a.
Biden was right, but he can't be the one to make the determination that the interests of justice outweigh it. That there's an irreconcilable bias there that no one is going to believe, and so someone else needed to make that assessment. In my opinion,
shouldn't we be attacking the pardon power itself at that point then? Like this
no. I think Pisco just wants Democrats to have a different pardon power, and Pisco would also come up and say, I think that Biden should have actually appointed a committee of Republicans. Where's Josiah? I need him here. But Pisco would say, like, I actually think that Biden
Josiah,
should have appointed the big Chris Christie should have decided whether or not he could pardon.
So I do want to point out real quickly that the office of the pardon attorney is basically supposed to check these things and be like, okay, is it corrupt? Is it not corrupt? And Biden bypassed it this time around. He did not. However, Trump bypassed it for all of his pardons. So
here's the kicker, Stephen. If Biden had not pardoned Hunter, wouldn't you be praising him and saying this is the difference between a corrupt president and a not corrupt president?
No, I'm out of oxygen for statements like that. I'm not praising him for like having such a great transition that America's. No, I don't think there's any virtue in that right now.
I'd be glazing him.
I think the issue is like here's the question. Okay, here this is the question. All right, because I feel like we have such a hard time seeing other worlds or what could have happened. All right. Let's say theoretically that he doesn't pardon him, and let's say that Republicans continue their, alternate universe, another 4 years of investigation, and they manage to find that Hunter Biden, sold crack when he was 22 to some kid in Colombia, and then he gave like I don't know, whoever's running for office, he gave Gavin Newsom like a $20 bill for lunch. And now they've got like another House Judiciary Committee hearing and all this. And now we have another thing in the news cycle. And it's like, Jesus fuck, why the fuck are we still talking about this? Oh, because we allowed Hunter Biden to be fully prosecuted. We allowed the new DOJ that said they were going to do political prosecutions blatantly. Kash Patel did say that. I think even you would agree with that. We allowed them to continue this. So like, what if there are downstream electoral consequences for not doing it, for just saying like, let's remove this talking point? Like I think it's
overdetermined. I think it's overdetermined. I think they were going to do the political prosecutions anyway.
Yeah, but at least not on Hunter Biden, but not on Hunter Biden.
If you let me it sounds like you want to save Hunter. I'm like,
no, it's not about saving Hunter. It's what I just said. It's about the fact that now at least this isn't an open issue for the next 4 fucking years for them to harp on.
I do think it's about saving Hunter for Biden, though.
Yeah,
it might be, it might not be. But
by definition, means it's a personal thing.
Well,
Here's
no,
the issue with
well, you're saying definitionally it's a personal thing, but it could still be the right thing. That's true, right?
Sure, but hold on, no, Steven. You do like probabilistically, probably Biden is trying to save his son.
I'm not evaluating it that way. There is a world where me and Pisco agree where Biden literally, Hunter like murders like 7 people and he's like full on fucking guilty. And, and Joe's like, okay, well, he's my son, right? And I'd be like, okay, this is fucked up. But with the charges that he was facing, with the convictions that he had, with the story of how everything played out, no, I don't think that this is like a huge, I don't need the personal story for him to say like, oh, because like, and it's actually funny too. God, Pisco just brings out the best counter arguments because everything is so fucking ridiculous, okay? You say that it's personal, so he shouldn't be able to do it. The only reason he's being attacked is because it's personal. If Hunter Biden was any other person in the United States, except for maybe a Clinton, the Republicans wouldn't be focusing on him so hard. So by saying that, like, well, we can't do anything about things that are personal to us, you're literally foregoing doing anything about any of these things because the only reason any of these people are attacked is because it's personal.
I'm going to go a little hard on you, Steven. I'm going to go a little hard on you. No, he's being attacked for 2 reasons. One is, you're right, is because it's personal, and that is materially different, that it's personal, and that's what would make a lot of Trump's pardons different if they were personal versus not. The second is that he fucking lied. He did lie.
Who lied? About what?
Joe Biden lied.
Joe Biden lied.
About
he lied to the American
people. Hold on. That's a different thing, and it's not related to this at all.
I understand it's different, but you said this is why people are attacking him, and they're attacking him for 2 reasons. One is because
he's saying attacking
I'm saying attacking Hunter Biden. Yeah, you fucking midwit.
Oh, my bad. Hey. You're right.
Does anybody?
I don't know if Biden
but I will
crime.
actually. But Pisco, I would actually fully agree with you there that Joe lying about it is bad. I don't think that's defensible unless I go back and I read it. There's some super qualifier. That's bad. But I think that's a different thing than You're
saying kind of like it's space, but I think you saying it's space only works given the fact that we live in a system that's been broken, the norms have been broken by Maga. If that hadn't been the case,
it's been broken by Maga, and I do think it's a fair pardon. I think that from what I've read, and the more that I read about it, the more ridiculous all of it seems. I think it's a fair pardon. But
hold on, just to make sure.
Joe Biden lied about it.
Even with in a world where Maga doesn't exist, no norms have been broken. It's all everyone's living in the WIC world where everyone acts good and nice and great. You would still think that this is a fair pardon?
Yeah. What are pardons for if not for stuff like this? Like part of it was a tax crime that he's already paid back these taxes. He's still paying these taxes. It's not like he got away from his tax liability. And the other was for doing drugs and owning a gun. Really?
He took a loan.
Why do you think that Biden lied about it?
Hold on. Hold on.
Guys, if I keep listening to this, I'm going to be compelled to start fighting, and I kind of need to wrap up my evening. Does anybody have anything else for me before I dip out?
I love you.
Yeah, you're an idiot. Wait. Why do you care about this more than anything else in the world? Why do you care about Biden's,
I care about lots of things simultaneously, Pisco. Do you?
Dude, you're acting as though he's like one of the biggest problems, and you've been talking about this nonstop. Hunter Biden. You're big on the Twitter files. You think that like there's
because
been
you pussies were fucking wrong, and they'll never admit it.
You misrepresent the nature of the
investigation. Pisco,
you say the DOJ.
I need to say this.
You think the DOJ?
I need to say
you understand that this entire investigation was started corruptly, right?
I need to say this. Last year, Pisco, Steven, all you motherfuckers were like, "This is nothing burger. Nothing's going to come from this. Why the fuck?"
It isn't. Hey, whoa.
And then hold on.
Lie.
Not only was it a fucking nothing burger, but I'm a retard for fucking giving a shit about it, and all I care about is fucking Hunter Biden's cock. So I would love to finish. So, anyways, the point is that what ended up happening since that time is because of political pressure. What ended up happening was the deal fell through because there were outstanding issues to it. Then what happened was the same person that you were arguing was going to be objective about the issue ended up charging him with 3 felonies and 6 fucking misdemeanors, and a court found him guilty of it. And then you guys will come into a debate, bald fucking faced, and you will tell me, you will make the same emotional tempo.
Connor, you're lying.
You will say that it's a fucking nothing burger again.
So Connor, I have been attacking this investigation since information came out that this entire thing has been built on corruption. This entire thing happened because Donald Trump.
What's the corrupt part of it?
I'll tell you. This entire thing started because Donald Trump, since he took office and with Rudy Giuliani in coordination, has been pressuring the Department of Justice to launch investigations into the Bidens. This is well attested to. There was a separate channel in the Department of Justice created just for Rudy Giuliani to launder his bullshit into the Department of Justice.
You're saying something retarded already, and
no, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. Yeah,
I am.
Okay,
hold on. Let Pisco finish.
You can finish, but this is already done.
This was, you want to talk about fishing expeditions. This was a fishing expedition initially. This all started because, some tax guy, this whistleblower guy, is like running Google searches because he hears something about Burisma and decides out of the, head of Zeus to go after Hunter Biden because they had a funnel system to try to launder some of the claims that, now it happened to be the case that Hunter Biden did commit some crimes. That is true. But this entire thing, the reason we have a 5-year investigation ruthlessly going into Hunter Biden's, details and experience and that kind of stuff is because there was political interference in the Department of Justice. I never said that this investigation is above board. This investigation is great. All the charges are fantastic. Never once, ever.
No one is expecting you to say that.
This is why this is retarded. So let's say, I love the movie Trading Day or Training Day, right? So you got one of the most corrupt cops in fucking LA. Obviously, it's fiction, blah blah blah. But at the same time, he is always interacting with evil motherfuckers. So what you're basically saying is, because it's the fruits of the poison tree, you're getting evidence from somebody that is motivated against his target. Therefore, his target is not deserving of reproach or investigation. That's
no. Wait. That's literally how our system works, though. You do acknowledge that, both of you, right? That you can't start investigations on that. Like you can have whole things thrown out that way.
Argument at all, except for I don't buy it at fucking all.
Yeah. So
are you accusing the two IRS reporters of being fucking corrupt cops who are getting evidence from the fruits of the poison tree?
So I don't know that there was a legal violation to anything they did. What I'm saying is that the investigations into the Hunter Bidens, including the investigation that you're referencing, had political influence. And I don't even hear you to deny that.
So if I go back to Twitter,
I don't even hear you to deny that.
Twitter, we're going to get a yes. We're going to get a yes or no. We're going to get a yes or no question. We're going to get a yes or no answer. If I read all of your tweets about Crossfire Hurricane, you're going to be like, "Wow, this is actually pretty fucked up."
Yeah.
So the DOJ went after Trump.
Hang on a second. So what I'm doing is countering the lie that you said is we all said the investigation was above board. We all said we were going to stand by the findings of the investigation no matter what. That's the story that you presented, which was a lie. I have been calling out problems with the investigation. I was calling out problems.
If I go back to Twitter right now, I'm not going to get you sleeping.
Yeah. So I was calling out problems in this investigation for a while. I have been for a while. It all started, by the way.
How do you feel about Crossfire Hurricane?
Wait. My debates about Crossfire Hurricane are well available. Everyone can see that there were actually problems with that investigation as well in terms of the FISA, warrants and all that stuff. But
so if I go back and I watch your content, I'm not going to catch you sweeping. So why do I doubt that?
For what? Sweeping for what?
Hold on.
I'm not. No, sorry, I'm not done. I am not done. Yes or no, Connor? Do you believe that there was political motivation from Donald Trump that influenced the investigations into the Bidens? Yes or no?
Sure.
Okay, so now we're in a situation where do you agree with Joe Biden, therefore, that the procedure against Hunter Biden was unfair?
Hold on. No. As a matter of fact, let me ask you a rebuttal question that's almost exactly pertinent. Do you agree with the IRS whistleblowers that the DOJ was playing footsie with the Biden defense team?
Of course not. I think it's ridiculous and unsubstantiated.
Why?
Okay, then I think you're fucking retarded.
Okay. Also, I want to give it to Artemis. He's giving me a bunch of money, so Artemis, go ahead.
So I got a question, Pisco. Because you believe that there is issues with the Crossfire Hurricane, and you do believe in the fruit of the poisonous tree.
No.
Hold on, shut up. Let me ask the question, and then you can say it. You don't have an issue with the pardons that Trump did for all of his aides, like Roger Stone, because all of that stuff spurned from it. Right?
Fruit of the poisonous tree is a specific doctrine that applies to constitutional violations.
Like FISA warrant violations.
Like FISA violations?
That apply to constitutional violations.
Yes.
And they are limited to...
Like FISA?
It is limited to... You want to let me finish or you're not?
No,
I will finish if it kills you, okay? If it kills you. So the fruits of the poisonous tree is what's limited in any kind of evidentiary case, okay?
Yeah.
So what were the fruits of the Carter Page FISA warrants that you want excluded and we'll exclude them?
The actual entire case.
Hold on, let Artemis answer your question. You asked him, let Artemis answer.
The entirety of the Crossfire Hurricane and the Mueller investigation all spurned from those illegal FISA warrants.
What evidence was gathered from the FISA warrants? What evidence was gathered from the FISA warrants that you want excluded?
The entire investigation wouldn't have happened.
What evidence
all
do you want excluded?
That's not even true, though.
Can you understand all of it?
Can you name a piece of what's all of it?
The entirety of the Mueller investigation is invalidated because they committed illegal actions in the first place.
Artemis, what started Crossfire Hurricane?
The Hillary Clinton paying somebody millions of dollars to create.
That's false.
Yes, that is exactly what happened.
It was George Papadopoulos drunkenly talking to an Australian diplomat, talking about how the Russians had dirt on Hillary.
No, the Durham report clearly lays this out. The Durham report clearly lays this out. That's not true.
Wait, no, the Durham report says that is exactly true. Yes or no? The Durham report says that the investigation yes. So even wait, I just want to be clear. Artemis. Wait, I just want to be clear. Artemis, you understand that Counterpoints. Wait, Artemis, do you just understand that Counterpoints just said yes, the Durham report does acknowledge that the start of the investigation was George Papadopoulos? Do you acknowledge that Counterpoints just said that?
Hold on, real quick. You guys should fight Artemis separately, only because I watched the Durham testimony, and my understanding is basically Durham said that while it's flimsy, there is sufficient grounds to begin the investigation.
No, the big issue is
a fact. Did Durham? This is just a fact. Artemis, do you acknowledge that Durham said that the start of the investigation was based on the George Papadopoulos findings?
Durham explained that.
Yes or no?
Hold on, I'm not playing your fucking game here, Pisco. I don't like your
dishonesty. The fact of the matter.
Durham stated that this investigation probably would have never opened had they disclosed that the information came from somebody being paid by Hillary Clinton's campaign.
Stop it. I asked you a question. Did Crossfire Hurricane...
That was the answer. If you don't like the answer, you can move on.
So this is how you know. This is how you know that someone is a complete idiot, moron, who hasn't read these reports.
I'm looking at a Fox News article right now. From 2023. The long-anticipated report from Special Counsel John Durham revealed the FBI opened its doomed Trump-Russia investigation after former Trump campaign aide George Papadopoulos repeatedly denied any possible collusion and argued that such activity would be treasonous.
Okay, so me saying no is the entire hold on. So if he says no, that's hold on. If I was told that a guy saying no, I didn't do anything illegal is what caused a fucking investigation to start, I would call bullshit.
Sorry,
you just said what Durham said.
Hold on.
You disagree with wait, no, we're just establishing what Durham said. All we're doing is establishing what Durham said. Wait. This is one fact. This tells you that MAGA is completely delusional. No. We're not establishing opinions. We're just asking, what did Durham actually say? You can agree with it. You can disagree with it. What did Durham say? Did Durham say that it was started because of George Papadopoulos, anything, or did he say it was because of Hillary Clinton?
The issue being here is that
answer the question, motherfucker.
Pisco, you don't like the answer to my question. I've already answered it. The entirety of the investigation for the Mueller report would not have happened if not for the illegal FISA.
Wait, that might be true. Wait. What started? Wait. According to Durham, what started the investigation for Crossfire Hurricane?
It was the opening under It was Biden and.
Do you know or not know?
What are you talking about?
Give him a chance to answer, Pisco. You can't interrupt him every 2 seconds.
There's two different points at which you can initiate it, depending on who you're looking at.
No, I'm asking who did Durham say? Who did Durham say it was started by?
I would have to actually go look back at that.
Okay, I'm looking at page 19. It's called the section is called the opening of Crossfire Hurricane from the Durham report. He says, as set forth in greater detail in section 4, the record in this matter reflects that upon a receipt of unevaluated intelligence information from Australia, the FBI swiftly opened the Crossfire Hurricane investigation.
Okay.
Not FISA.
Not FISA. Investigation based on the follow-ups or not? Do you agree with that or not?
I will agree with it. That's what it says. The issue you asked was
what Durham said.
Hold on.
Wait, is that what Durham said? You agree now?
Hold on.
Before you said it wasn't the case that Durham said that, and now
if you're going to ask me a question.
Yeah.
Okay. If I agree, that's what it says. Then that's what he said. The issue you asked was. Hold on.
I need you to say you were wrong.
Hold on. You asked me what was the initiator that caused the fruit of the poisonous tree. I told you the illegal FISA warrants and everything spreading from that.
Do you agree?
Initiated by the fucking field dossier.
This, by the way, this is a
moment. No, you answer the question. Yes or no. Yes or no.
This is a problem. This is a problem. So, Artemis, here's the question, right? 5 minutes ago, did you say that Durham didn't say that?
Hey, hold on.
5 minutes ago, did you say Durham didn't say that?
What? Okay, hold on. Two things.
Did you say that Durham didn't say that?
Let me answer that if you're gonna ask me questions. You do this all the time. Two things. One, Sure. I said that and I was wrong slightly. 2,
slightly or completely wrong.
Hold on. Stop doing this. You're doing this Hassan Piker bullshit where you're focusing on irrelevant information for the question you asked because you can't handle the actual answer. The point of the question you initially asked was, what was the fruit of the poisonous tree and what caused it to be poisonous? And I told you the illegal FISA warrants predicated on the Hillary Clinton paid for dossier.
Yes,
you don't like that answer. Hold up.
This is so easy. So any evidence that was gathered based on those warrants, we should exclude.
The issue is that
the whole reason why we got onto this tangent in the fucking first place is because Pisco, I was trying to hold you to some level of consistency, where basically you were saying that the Hunter Biden investigation was initiated based off of political motivation, but then it did garner real results. And I wanted to hear you say that while this investigation was politically motivated, that you also held the same standard for Crossfire Hurricane. That's all I was trying to do.
I'm going to answer.
Wait. No, you can, Pisco. You're failing. For 1 second.
No. I'm going to answer.
No, wait, because you're dancing around this. Okay, you're making the correct point. Okay, listen. Okay, Pisco keeps bringing up that he's saying that you have to discard the evidence from the fruit of the poison tree, or whatever. Okay, however, was every single FISA warrant bad? Was every single start of an investigation bad? Because what you guys are saying is there are 4 houses that are being investigated, and the police found evidence of crimes of the same crime in all 4 houses, but 2 of the warrants that were written for 2 of the houses are supposed to be thrown out. You're assuming that everything has to be tossed at that point. That's not true. That's why Pisco's asking specifically which of the rejected FISA warrants evidence was later built upon or used as part of the investigation. Because if some FISA warrants were legit and some were bad, and the bad ones they didn't follow up on or did anything, then that makes your argument irrelevant.
Because
I would
let Artemis answer the question. Artemis respond to that.
Wait, let Pisco do it because I interrupted Pisco and then Artemis. Yeah, sorry, go.
So I just want to say that is true what Steven's saying. That is exactly why I was localizing into the warrants, because in the actual world, like what you exclude is like what is the evidence that's gathered from the improper process. But the process to start an investigation, the burden is actually quite low. I wasn't saying, and I'm against the pardon, right? I'm not saying that the convictions against Hunter Biden should be thrown out because it was started like irreconcilably politically. I'm just noting and disagreeing with Connor when Connor said that we were building up this investigation to be this like completely pure thing that we cannot touch, that David Weiss is unassailable. I'm not saying that we should toss out the Hunter Biden convictions. I'm against the pardon. What I'm saying is we never built David Weiss to be unassailable. We never built the DOJ to be unassailable. What we want are specific critiques of the DOJ, and we'll evaluate them on a case-by-case basis. And the truth is, in this specific case, I don't even think that Connor disagrees. This investigation would not have happened except for the fact that this is Joe Biden's son. I don't even hear you to deny that, Connor.
Well, yeah, I think it's kind of obvious, but I also think it's kind of irrelevant. You're saying the sentence that this investigation wouldn't have happened unless Hunter Biden was politically connected.
Yeah, because the crime's at issue.
Would we be investigating Trump if he didn't run for president?
Hold on.
No. Hold on. No. I need to address this because this is the absolute dumbest fucking DGG brain rot bullshit fucking talking point. He's a private citizen. Every time I hear this, I want to fucking kick myself in the dick like Peter Coffin on live TV. It's the dumbest fucking point to differentiate somebody from their immediate family. It's fucking crazy.
No, it's not dumb actually, because it's actually a huge differentiator. Because generally speaking, for the crimes that we were investigating Trump for, things related to like Russia collusion and whatnot, it wasn't just like did Donald Trump like smoke weed
Kushner's a private citizen. You can't investigate him. Oh. That's what I hear.
What? No, the difference was that Kushner, it was part of a firm that had cut a $2 billion deal with Saudi Arabia.
Wasn't Hunter literally responsible for the conversation about whether or not Joe was going to drop out or not? Like, obviously, he's a huge part of the Joe Biden network.
Oh, but hold on, wait. No, you're right.
He has no impact on politics.
I am fair, and I'll concede when I was wrong. I'm bad. Quibbles, I'm sorry. What did Hunter Biden have to do with the White House? Under Obama, by the way, with the negotiations in Ukraine?
Is your claim that you
I'm so happy Pisco is here. Didn't Pisco in a previous debate?
You know that Kushner had an on-paper job and was considered like one of the architects of the Abraham Accords, right? Which involved Saudi Arabia, which is what his fucking firm cut a $2 billion deal with, right?
No one on this call who's pro Jared Kushner or any of the
don't compare Jared Kushner to Hunter Biden.
I will.
What we're
I will
saying
every day
is
of the
that
fucking week.
Is that Joe Biden does look to Hunter. There's very good evidence to suggest that Joe Biden does look to Hunter for advice on things that do have to do with how he runs the country, including whether or not he was going to run in time.
Hold on.
Can you name a single thing other than the decision to run?
True.
Wait. Can you make it
true?
Is that, wait, I'm sorry, Pisco, I'm sorry. Is
It
that
was
not
literally
a
in
relevant
consultation
thing?
for him on whether or not to drop out. What the fuck are you talking about?
So yeah. So wait a second. Wait, let me answer.
It's just a transportation.
I just want to. I just want to.
Have no views on like the
I just want to. Wait a second.
Okay, you gotta let Pisco answer. We gotta let Pisco answer. You guys, I interrupt Pisco when he interrupts you. I'll interrupt you when he interrupts Pisco.
So Quibbles just acted as though that was the craziest thing I've ever asked. We're about to watch him disintegrate in real time. So you ready for this?
Go for it, please do.
So if Hunter Biden was consulted on Joe Biden's decision to run for president in 2020, would that be, in your opinion, an official act?
I don't know what you mean by official acts, but he definitely
would it relate to official?
I think that he absolutely is no longer in the category of private citizen if he is someone who's genuinely part of the conversation about whether or not
is consulting does if you're consulting with private family members, sorry, no, I won't say private. Wait.
I imagine Donald Trump asked Barron, but I don't think he asked Barron in the same way that he asked Ivanka or Jared. Right?
So when Joe Biden talked to his
wait a second.
Wait a second. No, we're gonna watch you. We're gonna watch you. We're gonna watch you disintegrate in real time. We're about to watch you disintegrate in real time. So I'm gonna ask you. So I'm gonna ask you a very specific question. So everyone understands that one of Joe Biden's daughters was pivotal to his decision to run in 2020. Do you think that consulting with your family, that the family members who give advice on whether to run or not run for office?
I don't know what you mean by advice.
Wait, Quibbles, hold on. We're about to watch you crumble in real time.
Wait, you guys wouldn't even say. Guys, you're filibustering.
There is good reason to believe,
Quibbles,
in the context of disintegrate in real time. I want to answer this question. In the context of the 2024 re-election campaign,
2020, I am asking you a question, Quibbles.
Hold on.
Answering. In 2024,
I'll mute you all. Okay, I'll mute you all. Dude, stop.
2024.
Okay, let's because you're trying to talk about two different things, and I want to focus on one thing. So I do want you to answer this question, right?
He has not answered mine.
You haven't answered his. Quibbles has asked you a specific question about the 2024 consultation or alleged consultation with
it's a private decision
Biden to continue to
run. So this is why it's private. So I'm not gonna. So this is why. Wait. Stop.
Hutch wants to say bye. Well, you guys.
This is why it's private. When you're acting as,
I'll talk. Pisco, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody else. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Love you.
When you're acting as office seeker, those are private decisions. That there's court precedent on this. If you look to the special counsel Jack Smith's filings on the presidential immunity decision, he references them that office seeking behavior is not official conduct. So when you seek, as all politicians do, to consult with private family members about the decision to run or not run, that is not consulting for official action. That's
okay.
Yes or no, Quibbles? Do you agree with that or do you disagree with that? Quibbles, do you agree or do Quibbles? Do you agree? Wick, please make him answer a question. Do you agree or not agree with what I just said?
I love it and I'll see it.
Do you agree or not agree?
I love it and I'll see it.
Do you agree or not?
He's agreeing.
Wait. So if you agree, that consult. If you agree,
you guys got 2 minutes to make this entertaining.
I also believe that the chair of your campaign or the chair of the Democratic Party is not someone who is in office with you. That's not an example of someone who is the Secretary of State. That's different in category, obviously. However, obviously, the DNC chair or the chair of your party is not an example of a private citizen.
Please answer a question. Quibbles.
Is the chair of your party or of your election campaign?
Wait. Let me ask him a question. He's filibustering. So you just granted, didn't you, Quibbles, that the decision of any actions of office seeking are private? You agreed with that, correct?
No.
I thought you disagreed with that.
Private Private as in
you guys are not Hamas. You're not going to hold me hostage.
I'm
Dude, you're such a piece of shit. Answer a question.
Piece of shit. I'm not having fun.
Wait. Quibbles, please answer a question.
There's two. Yes, I'm trying to answer them both. There's two different versions of private. There's the sense of private, as in it's not governmental, right? You are not the Secretary of State when you are the chair of the Democratic Party, because the Democratic Party is, a private organization. So in that sense, the DNC chair is a private institution rather than Secretary of State, which is a public institution. However, obviously, if you're the chair of the Democratic Party, that is not a private role in as much as you are not a private citizen. Of course.
This is irrelevant. This is irrelevant. This is all irrelevant.
All family members of politicians, they're all public because people know who they are.
Hey, I would like to
Trump
I don't care
Connor needs to go. Connor needs to go.
I need to go. Gang, it's been fun. It's been fun. It's been great.
Okay, have a good night.
Now.
Baron Trump.
I love you.
Baron Trump is in a different category.
Bye-bye.
Is Pisco still here?
No, he left.
Bye.
Why did Pisco leave?
Wait, why did he leave?
Because I'm about to leave because, okay.
Oh my God.
I don't care. I'm ending the stream. I love you all.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, love you. Bye.
Good Lord.
So Quibbles, if you just looked at your DMs, it doesn't matter about that because Hunter Biden was attending high-level White House official meetings with his father while in the
Right. That's sure.
Okay, you could have used that.
Wait, what's the link? Wait, where's that link at? Just curious.
Oh, yeah, here, I'll send it to you. Do you want
I want to be clear. Even if that weren't the case, I would put Jared Kushner and I would put Ivanka Trump in a different category than I would put Barron Trump, right? Obviously, like Obama's kids were all like 12 or 4 or whatever it was when he was in office. Obviously, that's different than Chelsea Clinton. Yes?
Yep.
Sorry.
Anybody who doesn't have autism agrees.
I'll send you this so you can just look at the rest
Steven,
of it.
you're sitting there reading the thing.
Okay, anyway, so what I would have said to Pisco if he had stayed. So if he used as a counterexample that, what was it? Like Trump's granddaughter was pivotal in his choice to run for election or something like that. Well, if Trump's granddaughter had traveled the world using the Trump name in order to secure hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, I would never make the argument that she is a private individual above reproach or criticism. Ever. And the fact that anybody even has the balls to do that to my fucking face, honestly, I tolerated it last year for some fucking reason, but it legitimately feels like somebody trying to fucking like piss on me and tell me it's rain. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. I sent it to you, Destiny. Your stuff's just blocking.
Yeah, can you post it in the general chat in the Discord?
I can't. I don't have authorization. Oh, in general chat. Okay, let me go find.
In the flock. I added you here.
Okay. Nice.
All right. I'm murdering Zinchian cultists on Space Marine 2 for 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to dip out.
In the backstage or
I don't in the yard general chat. It's under the yard.
Yeah, okay, the yard. Okay,
left,
thank you.
General, yeah.
I'm not used to being in here. I just pop by.
Hey Artemis, how's it going?
Not bad. Hey, while I have Destiny here, Destiny, can you tell Dev that the fruit of the poisonous tree is a legitimate thing?
What do you mean by legitimate thing?
Like,
this is not. Oh my God! You're bringing up like a 6-month-old conversation.
It's just it's not just a like an actual de facto like law, judicial thing, but it's also like a value.
Okay,
thing.
what this is about is the legitimacy of the January 6th committee. Artemis thinks it's not legitimate. I do.
I agree that. Well, dude. Also, there's difference between criminal hearings and public hearings. In public hearings, if you're not going to convict somebody of a crime, then you can talk about almost anything.
Sure, but it doesn't really matter. But the big thing is that Dev doesn't think that the fruit of the poisonous tree is a valid argument against things.
I think it's not a valid argument. Hold on, I think it's not a valid argument to.
I mean, it depends on what you're arguing against. What do you mean?
Sure. Yeah, I just want you to get him to say that the fruit of the poisonous tree is a valid argument. That I don't need anything else.
Not for this specific argument, Artemis.
Yeah, but we could just use that going forward.
You cannot use the fruit of the poisonous tree to throw out all the evidence that was gathered by the January 6th committee. That's retarded.
That's irrelevant. I just want to make sure.
That's exactly what you're arguing, though.
What part of what they started is even like a fruit of the poisonous tree stuff?
So my issue was that they threw out what was it? The
two guys that weren't allowed on.
Jim Jordan and a couple other ones. For unknown reasons at the time, and they didn't really specify.
Wait. For unknown reasons, or because they were likely to come under the scope of the investigation?
That's irrelevant to the issue.
It's irrelevant to have a congressional committee that's investigating something if the people being investigated are on the committee?
Sure. It is why that everybody claims that the Hunter Biden investigation for his IRS stuff is a political prosecution. It's because nobody believes from one side that it's a legitimate process.
Hold on.
Because one side was
wait. No. First of all, no. But secondly, so you think that if there was a congressional committee that was put together to investigate whether or not 5 Republicans had done some illegal or improper thing, and a bipartisan committee is assembled to put together this investigatory subcommittee or whatever the fuck, that the Republicans have a right to have the 5 people accused as being part of that committee to do their own investigation?
Yeah, but they were never accused in the first place. If they had made that known that was why that they were dismissed.
Pelosi explicitly and literally said that.
Not during that time.
Yes, she did.
Already made it. No, she did not.
You understand that Pelosi didn't reject all 5 submissions. She just rejected 2, right?
She rejected the 2 most trusted Republicans in the United States. Yes, I understand.
No, Artemis.
Wait. She rejected 2 people who were likely to come under the scope of the investigation.
Yeah, she didn't say that though. That's the issue.
What did she say was the reason for rejecting them?
She said that. She said she couldn't explain at that time. That was what it was. Dev
hold on. I did a whole sequence on this. I did a whole sequence on specifically your questions in my January 6th video.
Yeah, I know.
And what it was is that she rejected 2 of them, and she didn't reject them because they were pro-Trump, because she allowed Troy Nelson, who was also pro-Trump. She rejected them because they were under investigation, because they were in the December 21st conspiratorial meeting. Yeah. That's why everyone who was in that meeting was not allowed. Those 2 guys were chosen.
She never said that at that time, and because of
that,
hold on, stop.
A public explanation.
If you're going to do something like that and reject something which has not been done before, you should probably give an explanation at that time. Because hold on, because all I get is post hoc rationalization of why they did it. After
she says her statement. She said, citing quote statements and actions end quote made by the pair, Representative Jim Banks of Indiana and Jim Jordan of Ohio. Pelosi said she was rejecting their nominations quote with respect for the integrity of the investigation end quote.
Yes, and the issue is she didn't specify what those actually were, what actions they took.
I don't think she needed to. Everybody knew that these people were part of the Trump crew that was trying to reject the vote. I think it's fine for her to say that. Wait, it's not like she can't formally charge them with a crime or something. It's not like they've been investigated.
I'll directly address this, Destiny. You say that everybody knew at the time, but most people think the issue with January 6th is the riot and not the actual Eastman scheme, right?
I'm talking about not the average public. I'm talking about what a congressman would have thought at the time.
But the average public think that everything is tainted, and that's why everybody doesn't agree that January 6th is as bad as it was.
So hold on. So you think that if they would have allowed these 2 Republicans, that the public would have a significantly different view of the January 6th Commission?
It would probably have been a lot less negative, yeah.
Okay, you're a bad faith actor. Okay.
Okay, I don't care what you think, Dusty. I'm being a bad faith actor. You were entirely wrong. You got somebody to lose $700,000 in a bet. I don't care.
I don't know what that has to do with anything, but you're just wrong. Like the easiest thing to do,
predicting political outcomes.
How could you possibly predict this political outcome? There were 3 Republicans that were accepted, and by the end of it, McCarthy said he wouldn't submit anybody because he wanted people like you to go, "Oh, look, the Republicans weren't involved at all." That's exactly what happened.
And that's what you're doing. Republicans failed the slot. Guess which ones failed the slot? The ones that got ousted because they were entirely anti-Trump. And then that tainted everything.
Of course. Of course that's why they were ousted. Because the Republicans didn't want this commission to happen at all. No shit, they were ousted for joining it. What do you mean?
No.
That supports my story, of course.
Hold on, Artemis. Let me just ask you a few questions here. Because when McCarthy came out and said that we will do our own investigation, how come it never happened? Because they had 2 more years to do it. Why didn't they do the January 6th committee number 2, but from the Republican point of view?
I don't know. Maybe we should ask them.
Probably because they were sweeping.
And I guess the other question is, the contents, or no, not the contents, but the basic idea of the December 21st meeting became public like 10 minutes after that meeting concluded because one of the idiots went to Politico and said who was there. And Pelosi was not going to allow anybody in that meeting because the December 21st meeting was the meeting where they planned out what they were going to do on January 6th. So it makes sense if you're investigating January 6th to not allow any of those guys in that meeting to be on the committee.
If it was that simple, she would have easily been able to say it publicly that was the reason why.
Wait, that's what she said.
I just have to address this from my perspective. I have to address this from my perspective. Okay, I have to address this from my perspective. Listen, I understand this was not necessarily a criminal investigation, but whenever you're initiating something that's potentially criminal, you don't owe anybody shit. Okay, you don't tell the people that you're potentially investigating that, yeah, we're investigating you specifically for XYZ ABC. You can say, hey, we think there might be a conflict of interest here, and that's the maximum amount of information that you need to give. And you don't even need to give that information. That's a courtesy. And
that's why we see the stellar rise of the public opinion that Trump did nothing wrong and he was valid in his actions. If you would just gave some type of lean, hold on.
Do you believe that, or do you think that other people can hold that?
The reason why your statement is bullshit is because it's not like you can point to the fact that there weren't all of these like crazy MAGA-rotted Republicans on the committee, so all the evidence was bad. It's not like they turned out information that was incorrect, and none of the Republicans that were involved in any of this have even contradicted the narrative on J6. They all just like pivot from it, and they don't say anything about it.
To be clear, Liz Cheney was caught witness tampering on J6 committee with Hutchinson or whoever, Hudson, or I don't know.
Caught witness tampering how?
I've heard this before. Please explain it to me.
She was texting behind Hutchinson's lawyer's back about prepping her for the hearing or whatever.
Prepping her how?
This is a non-criminal hearing.
It doesn't matter. It's witness tampering.
Hold on, Artemis, you already looked this.
Wait. Isn't witness tampering a criminal charge?
Yeah. Weird.
Okay. This isn't a criminal investigation.
She was hold on, Cassie Hutchinson.
Why doesn't it matter?
It's a congressional witness, not a criminal witness.
It doesn't matter. Witness tampering is witness tampering.
What ended up happening?
You understand that like procedures of law don't apply between like civil and criminal, right? There's different levels.
Hold on. So when Hutchinson swears to be a,
I wish we had a lawyer here.
Hold on. When they do a witness, when they give testimony under oath, they still get judicial punishment for lying under oath, correct? Even if they're not in a...
So that would still apply regardless of whether or not she was talking to them.
Okay, so again, witness tampering is still illegal regardless of whether or not it's a fucking judicial matter or a congressional matter.
Hold on. So let's say, I'm not saying that this is correct. You could question whether or not this was ethical. I just don't think that this would ever rise to the level of criminality.
Wait, what were they even texting about? Or what?
Exactly, that's my question.
Well, so here's the thing. I did look into this. It does seem like... I forget the name of the woman now. Cassie Hutchinson and Liz Cheney, right? Yeah. Yep. So they were texting each other privately, and it did go against basically the rules of the committee. Yes. However, like I don't think that's reason to throw out all the evidence of the committee, Artemis.
Well, no.
Wait. What were they texting about?
That's the issue.
Basically, what Cassie Hutchinson should say while she's being interviewed.
That's okay. That he knows a little bit more because I don't care about the J6 committee too much. So he looked into it a little bit more.
I just did the big video, yeah. So
yeah.
No, basically she was kind of coaching her about like how to answer questions.
When you say coaching, I need like is she telling her to lie about it or what is the?
Yeah, she's coaching her.
Here, I'll dig it up if you want to see it.
Yeah,
I have it in my
shoot me
sources.
that link. I'm curious. Yeah.
Hold on. Artemis, I'm not saying that you're doing this, but I'm saying that in general, this is one of my frustrations. So somebody will come to me with like a claim like, oh, there was witness tampering for the Jan 6 fucking commission. It's like, okay, well, is this even a criminal or civil matter? Does it have any kind of precedence? You did say that there were like rules that were against it, right? But then when we ask a follow-up question, it's like, okay, the reason why witness tampering is prohibited is because you don't want somebody to color the testimony of somebody else and coach them into saying more than they otherwise would. That's why you don't want to do that. So the question is whether or not Liz Cheney in these communications was effectively coaching a witness to be more hyperbolic about her testimony or to even fabricate things.
Okay, I've got it. Where should I put it?
So there's a section...
You can DM me, right?
So section 1512, Title 18 constitutes a broad prohibition against tampering with a witness, victim, or informant for congressional hearings.
Okay, what's the definition of tampering in this context?
Wait. What's the U.S. code?
Yeah, section 1512, Title 18.
And sorry, in what kind of proceedings? There was last...
tampering with a witness, victim, or informant. It doesn't specify anything outside of federal effect of... Hold on, it prescribes conduct intending to legitimately affect a presentation of evidence in a federal proceedings or a communication of information to federal law enforcement officials. So
for me to buy that, you're going to have to read the whole thing because you're giving me snippets.
Wait. I'm so sorry. One more time. You said... Section 1512 of Title 18. Is this, or what was the?
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the link. That's fine.
Okay.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I DM'd you all you guys the texts.
Okay. So the flock.
Maybe halfway down, it's Liz Cheney.
Also, just as a real quick thing, because I have to look all, because it's always hard to track down all the Republican conspiracy theories. What was the claim you made about Hunter Biden and Joe Biden earlier, and Hunter Biden advising Joe Biden or being part of what was that claim more specifically?
So he wasn't. He's not no longer a civilian because he's sitting on high level official meetings with government in the White House. So he's acting as an advisor at that point because normal civilians wouldn't be in that situation.
And then for when was this?
That was right after the debate.
Okay.
The Biden debate.
Okay. So to be clear, real quick. So, and I don't know what the relevance of this for the earlier arguments, but Hunter was not involved intimately in the in his father's government for any what?
We don't know that.
That's not the claim being made. The claim was that Hunter was talking to Joe Biden more and was apparently in a few calls more with some senior White House staff and aides after the debate, but. The idea that he was part of some big policy initiatives or was doing counseling or advising relating to government policy and like that. This could just literally be my dad had a really rough performance. I'm going to be in some calls and chat with him or whatever. But there's no evidence, or at least nobody's alleged that there was any type of influence or telling his dad to do a certain thing or conduct a certain policy or anything like that. Right. Okay.
If only we were able to do an investigation. Well, we still can actually. You just can't charge him with anything. So you can still investigate. Which I'm pretty sure they're going to do. The issue with the pardoning of Hunter is now he cannot plead the fifth on anything. So I guarantee you what the Republicans are going to do to take vengeance, so you call it a retribution or whatever, is they're going to sit him down in front of the congressional hearings and get him to testify. Jesus. And then they're going to either get him on contempt for when he doesn't want to answer or try to get him into a perjury trap is what I assume is going to happen.
We'll see about that.
That's just.
But wait. So why did we bring up the fact that Hunter was joining Joe on a couple calls with aides and advisors after?
Oh no, he wasn't on calls. He was in the White House. It was the piercing the veil of between civilian and a actor as advisor.
We're establishing.
Wait. What were we piercing this veil for though?
Pisco. He was saying he was just a civilian and a third party.
Because I think that had to do with the comparison to Kushner, right?
Okay. Hold on. I'm going to make my argument, and then I'm going to leave. I do have other things to do, and I'm done shooting Zinchi and Chaos Cultists in the face.
Nice.
So, which, by the way, Destiny should do. So, anyways, the reason why I think it would be relevant that Hunter is now presently advising his father in political matters is because they've also admitted to calling each other multiple times per week. So, for me, I think it beggars belief that you're talking multiple times per week and work/public-private concerns don't come up. You literally only talk about hey, how's your recovery going? And hey, how's being a president going? And you don't get into any details. That beggars belief for me.
Yeah, so. It's also weird that Jill Biden was also sitting in on the chiefs of staff meetings as well.
All right. Parasocial love. Bye.
See you.
Have a good one.
See you go. Dev, you got your wish. You happy?
I have a question. What do you think it looks like to get back to the norms?
Me?
Just in broad strokes, what do you think that looks like?
Wait, what wish? I'm currently eating noodles, man.
You wanted me to be in a call debating Destiny on something. So here we are. Congrats.
It was the January 6th committee.
Yeah, well...
It went about as well as I thought.
So the issue is... Okay. My personal opinion of the January 6th committee is not what I'm going off of, but the public perception of it, and debating on whether or not they should have taken different actions.
Do you disagree with any of the broad conclusions of the J6 committee?
For the actions of the individuals, sure. I don't know about the political theory of the Eastman stuff, because that could have been resolved in the courts really easily by them just slapping it down. But like you said, the courts,
what do you mean
could have sided with them. The courts could have sided with him easily because of the 6-3. So it really depends.
But he didn't even expect the courts to side with him, and you can't you can't tell somebody to go break the law in the hopes that the courts will save you.
Sure. But there's also the issue where I don't even know if it would have worked to begin with. We're going into the strategy of too many different variables for pens and everything.
Well, no. To be very, very, very clear, the advice was break the law.
So here's another one of those issues where I believe that the Constitution and everything is built on a shit ton of axioms that don't make sense. and that they were just de facto unlimited powers. One of those being the vice president's role, because they passed a new law in the end of 2022 with bipartisan support in the Senate to remove that ability out of question. I don't know.
Doesn't matter. Eastman's advice was to break the law, right?
I don't think so. That's
when
the issue.
Eastman was saying depart from the ECA. The ECA is a law. Depart means break. He was telling him to break the law, right?
That's the same one that you brought up, Dev, right?
Yes.
Okay, then sure, yeah.
Okay, so then none of what you're saying matters. That they could have tested in the courts as a legal theory. He was telling him to break the law.
The issue is that Eastman was making a constitutional argument, not a legal argument.
First of all, what's the difference? Secondly, who cares? It's still, you're advising your client to break the law. That's not, you don't even get attorney-client privilege at that point.
Well, the issue being is that when it comes to constitutional questions, laws don't matter because they're immediately removed if the Constitution says that it's invalid.
Okay, but you're not even, you can't advise somebody to break the law in the hopes that, you understand that legal theory I could use to justify every single type of behavior ever, right?
You could try to make that argument, but the Constitution lays out specific powers and abilities, not infinite amount of breaking the law.
Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of speech. So I should be able to go out and tell people to kill people. And if somebody says, oh, well, now you're being charged with whatever conspiracy or any of these, I can say, no, actually, I'm using a legal theory that the First Amendment protects this right.
Sure. The issue with precedents is that precedents can get overturned at any point.
Yeah, so you're telling me that you would accept if somebody were to do that. You'd say, well, that was a legal theory that they were pursuing.
And then they would have to take it up in the courts.
But you would defend, but they would still be breaking the law, right?
Sure. But that's what the courts are for, right?
No, that's not what do you mean? The courts are for if you choose to break the law to try to circumvent the law?
No, to find out whether or not your theory is correct.
Well, no, you have a whole bunch of other things that you would do before breaking the law, right?
Your thought process is, I'm going to break the law, then I break the law. The next step would be the courts will then decide whether or not you broke the law.
No, generally, if you broke the law, the court is there to do punishment. It's not to decide whether or not you're allowed to break the law or not.
Well, that's the issue.
I'm not familiar with this, but I am curious. Isn't that the Scopes case? Isn't that the case of anything where you're trying to decipher whether the law itself is justified?
Yeah, there's
the famous Scopes case being about testing the law of whether or not it was acceptable to stop you from being able to teach evolution, right?
Yeah, well, there's a general principle of...
Isn't that testing the law?
I don't know exactly the specific case name and the entails, but
my point is, isn't that an example of testing the law, knowingly breaking the law, but with the expectation that you're going to court?
Yeah, you can have. There are things you could expect a good faith expectation for, but that's not what Eastman is stated as saying. Eastman said that he'd probably lose that case 7-2 and then 9-0. Eastman never even thought he'd win. His goal was that the Supreme Court wouldn't answer it because of the political questions doctrine.
Yeah, but the
idea that you probably will lose. Presumably in the case of teaching evolution in a bunch of very conservative states, the expectation is that you're going to lose that.
Yeah, but if you lose doing that, then you've taught some kids evolution. If Trump loses this, then he couped the government illegally. The stakes are quite different.
Okay. And then he gets punished for it after the court decides that he did.
Yeah, but if the Supreme Court says that if the Supreme Court doesn't deal with questions like that, then what?
The court would deal with that.
I don't know if the court would deal with that. You have no idea if that's the case.
Of course we do. With something that it's intensive a situation, of course they would deal with it.
The court literally punts political questions. The court literally explicitly will punt it. This is like the political questions doctrine, right?
I don't know about that because they literally just decided a political question to give.
Didn't they president do that in the 2000 election? Isn't there precedent for them doing precisely this kind of situation?
They will, but there's also precedent for them saying that they don't want to touch major, fundamentally political questions. So that's what Eastman was hoping for.
Okay, but they have.
Yeah, but they just did it.
They've done it with
that's fine that they have, but there's a chance that they wouldn't, and that's what Eastman was hoping for.
Okay.
And you have nothing to the contrary of that. None of these people thought that they were going to legitimately win in the Supreme Court here. None of them thought that.
Yeah, they were just buying time, hoping their doomed lawsuits were going to present something that they could use. We understand that. The issue is that some people want to take it as a criminal action rather than a judicial question.
What? But no. The judicial question that you're talking about is only happening after it's preceded by a criminal action.
But that.
Yes.
Well, that's the issue. Is that we're talking about powers given by the Constitution, that it's strictly stated that any law that not violates but constrains the Constitution is deemed unconstitutional.
Yeah, that's not up to the executive to decide. That's up to the court to decide.
Yes, that's why it would go to the courts.
By breaking the law. How do you go to court? Because you've broken the law.
Yeah, but I don't have an issue with that being a process. You do.
One, the issue is that they probably knew they were going to lose, and this is like shown multiple times. And two, if they mess this one up, it's not like they've done an oopsies. They've cooed the government.
Well, they would have failed to coup the government because it would have been overturned.
You don't know that. Who knows what it would look like if they managed to stay in power on January 6th and then the certification doesn't happen? We literally have no process or procedure by what happens after that.
Well, if the riot didn't happen, you would have a better argument. But the fact that the riot happened gave no taste for anybody, Republican or Democrat, to go along with whatever they were doing. So, I mean, there'd be a lot more variables you would have to account for to make that argument.
If there are more variables, then you're supporting my argument that we wouldn't know what would happen. It's not a foregone conclusion that, for sure, there'd be a peaceful transfer of power after.
I don't look at starting fucking cases or going to the courts as having a long shot being an issue. You seem to do that.
Wait, do you? I'm sorry. Hold on. Are you an attorney?
Does it matter?
Because I'm curious how hard I want to go in on you. If you have a legal background, okay. There are probably legitimate ways in which you might challenge a law that you feel is unfair or unconstitutional. And there are other laws that if you were to challenge them, people would say you're fucking deranged and you belong in prison. Yeah. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So for this particular law, the ECA, this was something that was on the books and had been followed for 150 years or more?
Yep.
This is something that nobody in government agreed could be broken. All the White House advisors, all the Office of Legal Counsel, the whole DOJ, And Eastman himself had written in earlier emails that it probably, that the ECA is pretty clear. And then he said privately in conversation to Rosen that he would lose 9-0 in the Supreme Court. And when other people, it wasn't Gomer, it was somebody else, was talking about bringing a case before the Supreme Court trying to challenge Pence's role on the ECA, they said, don't bring this case. We might lose immediately, and now we're not even able to do it on J6. None of this looks like a good faith effort to test the boundaries of a law. It looks like an attempted coup.
So, but the issue is that Trump's not an attorney, and we all agree he's not very smart, right?
So, you think that's an hold on? Do you think that level of negligence is an excuse?
No, I'm saying is that if Trump believes there's a shot and he orders his attorneys to try it, there's nothing they can do but follow that order. I mean, they could give up, they could quit, but they didn't.
Wait, what are you talking about? Wait, hold on. There's no choice? What do you think this is? What? Did they have them at gunpoint? First of all, not only do they have a choice, they've actually now lost their attorney-client privilege because now you can pierce that attorney-client veil because of the crime fraud exception. You can't order your attorneys to commit a crime for you and expect that attorney-client privilege is going to save you in court.
Again, that's the issue is that Trump didn't think he was committing a crime. You would have to prove mens rea. There's a lot of other things that happen there.
I'm sorry, do you think that mens rea for a crime is knowing the criminal statute?
It's criminal intent.
Yes, criminal intent, like breaking the law.
Okay.
Not thinking that if you break the law and it's constitutionally okay that later on a court will save you, that's not going to save you.
Well, that's the issue, is that in a lot of times when it does violate the Constitution, that law does get overturned. And that's the problem.
That's not a problem. It is for
okay. Well, hold on, Artemis. Okay, the reason that you think that the ECA is unconstitutional,
I don't. That is just
nobody does. To be clear, nobody thinks that.
Yeah. It's just the argument being used. It can be tested. I just don't.
Fine. Hold on. Well, hear me. Okay, so the reason that Eastman thought, I mean, maybe he lied or whatever, but let's just take him at face value. The reason Eastman thought that the ECA was unconstitutional is because he referred back to 1800. With Jefferson and how Jefferson apparently counted in votes, even though there was a pending objection. And you watched my video, so you know that was false. That precedent doesn't exist.
Sure. But
they made that shit up, all right? Like it was in 2004, and you had Republicans making that shit up, and then in 2016 they brought it up again.
Yeah, the issue being is that precedent isn't an end-all be-all to constitutional questions, and that's the problem.
Okay, what is the end all be all?
You keep saying that's the problem. That's not a problem. Nobody is taking this argument seriously except for Trump, who wanted to break the law. Nobody is thinking about it like this.
But that's the issue is that...
No. It's not. You keep saying it. That's the issue. It's not. You just want to cover for Trump. That's it. There is no issue here. It's very obvious to every single person involved. I think even you included what's happening. You just are trying to like cover.
The issue being is that I haven't voted for Trump. I don't vote. The last person I voted for is Obama. Like I don't care. I'm looking at what the...
You should care.
Well, that's the issue. Is I look at things on how they would affect the populace and how the populace would respond to it. And the populace doesn't care about that question.
Do you think it would be good or healthy? Would it be a good or healthy thing for the country if the president decided that through a legal loophole, maybe if he broke a law, that he could remain president even if he lost the election?
I mean, if he, what was it? If there's like a law or some article where he can, hold on, to be clear, I have these werewolf statements. There's this thing where if the world war happens, the president can redo the entire government from the ground up, or I can't remember what it's called, but there's a way to do it.
That didn't answer the question at all. Do you think it's good or bad for the republic, for the country, for the United States of America?
Probably bad.
It is bad.
Probably bad.
Yep, depending on what the reasoning is. Depending on what the reasoning is, yeah, it's probably bad.
Based on the reasoning they gave, it was bad.
Oh, well, in the facts on the ground. If he had no valid reason to do so, and everybody can agree that there was no valid reason to do so, then yeah, it's bad.
Okay. So then there are no major conclusions of the J6 Commission that you disagree with?
I think the 1512C things that the rioters themselves were engaging in, also their like insurrection shit probably should have been bad. That wasn't a valid charge that they brought. I know that the DOJ is the one that brings it, but the January 6th harped on all of these people being insurrectionists.
Okay. Why do you think that was an unfair, that it was unfair that the J6 committee was making those statements?
Well, there's like 2 or 3 things. One, the initial barricade breach happened, in which, okay, it could be right at that point, but the issue is that everything stopped being violent for about 30 minutes, and the police decided not to try to disperse after that time. They just let things chill at that stage.
Wait, how were the police there supposed to disperse the crowd?
That's not my... They could have called in the National Guard.
They tried.
I don't know about... I've seen the statements on the National Guard being denied by Mayor Bowser, and she was the controlling authority. You could say that people could have overridden it.
Do you know how, just checking real quick, do you know how time works, right? Yep. It moves in one direction, and what happens one day isn't real. Okay, so on the day of, when the rioting begins to happen, they do make requests for the National Guard. It's delayed by hours.
And I think Peter Hegseth was part of the group that was supposed to go in, and he was denied multiple times.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know about who.
So then there, I don't know how they were supposed to disperse without the National Guard being there enforced. I don't know how they were supposed to disperse people outside the Capitol.
Yeah, but I'm not really worried about that being part of my argument. It's they weren't dispersed, so they were still there. They let them be there, not because they wanted to or because they had to, because they had no other choice. They started firing, what do you call those, dummy rounds, rubber rounds, and then stun grenades into the crowd, causing them to turn violent and then breaching the barricade after they tear gassed themselves on accident.
Breaching which barricade?
The second layer.
So, okay, wait. So then when they did try to disperse people, that was bad?
Because what it did is it turned what was then a placated crowd that wasn't doing anything into an actively hostile crowd that was ready to riot again.
So the break-ins between each of the barricades successively up to getting into the Capitol building were done by the Proud Boys, who were there explicitly to break the barricades. Like whether or not there were tear gases or not, like...
Was it Proud Boys specifically?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there's a AG report sitting on Garland's desk. I guess we're gonna figure out what happens with that. There's an investigation that took place about the how the rioting went down.
Oh, I mean, there's literally video of all of them being the first ones breaking the first 2 sets and then breaking into the Capitol building.
Yeah, but the issue is that was it Ray Epps or whoever the fuck? That guy should be prosecuted too. Like anybody anybody who was violent should have been prosecuted.
Well, Ray Epps, I don't think was violent ever, so I don't know. You wouldn't prosecute him for that.
I mean, he was the day before advocating to break into the Capitol and going in.
Yep, with a whole bunch of other people as well. Yeah, but he wasn't violent.
Sure, they all should. Well, that doesn't matter. That was advocating the committing of a crime.
It was, yeah, which is bad, yeah. But he wasn't being violent. But a whole bunch of other people were also arguing to go into the building as well on stream.
And they all should be fucking charged.
Okay.
That's not an issue with me. The big thing is that as they agitated the crowd by shooting them with rubber bullets, they tear gassed themselves on accident because of the wind blowing and they weren't having suitable protective equipment, causing the breakdown of the second barricade, which resulted in the Capitol being breached.
You think the second barricade being broken was because of...
Yep, tear gassing. I'd have to go find Dev, I sent you that long fucking string of lined up footage from the police stuff, right? It was a while ago.
The second barricade is the one that Ray Epps is at. I don't remember there being any tear gas there.
Is it the second or is it the third one? Whatever the one is at the steps.
This is the one like right before the steps.
Yeah, the one right before the steps. Is that the third one? I thought that was the second one.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe that's the third one. But I mean, if they've already broken through 2 barricades at this point, what faith do you have that the crowd's not going to break through the third one? You're saying they weren't hostile when they'd already broken through 2 barricades?
Well, the issue is that the police drew back immediately because they couldn't have a valid way to secure it. But when they drew back to the steps of the...
Well, wait, they didn't draw back immediately. They drew back after fighting the crowds at the first 2 barricades and losing, right?
Sort of. If they wanted to reinforce that area, they could have pushed them back, but it was ill-advised.
Wait. To be clear, what you just said is a total lie. They did not have the manpower to reinforce all the barricades. That's not true. They didn't have the people there to do that.
I didn't say anything about reinforcing. They could have just taken the people acting violently and arrested them.
In front of a crowd of thousands of people that are in front of you?
Thousands of people. What are you talking about?
Yeah. And they did that at the third.
What would an arrest even look like in that situation?
Hold on. They did that
just like have the police officers.
They don't have enough handcuffs. What?
Yeah.
Well,
there would have to be like a BDSM convention in town for them to have enough equipment to even arrest the people at the first barricade. What are we talking about?
Hold on. Are you saying that everybody at that first barricade was violent?
The Proud Boys literally showed up to break it down. Yes.
Okay. The Proud Boys does not make up a significant contingent of the people that were there.
The Proud Boys, they initially started walking. They walked with like 100 people down initially. There's no way you could have reinforced a single barricade with 100 police. I don't even know how many Capitol Police were at the Capitol. And then, and then more and more people continued to show up.
Wasn't like I think it was 1,000 people.
Definitely was, yeah.
So the issue is that they fell back because they knew they couldn't perform a strict cordon around the Capitol, which is why they went to the second or third step, whatever one you want to call right before the steps of the Capitol. From there, because if you... That's very loud. The reason I have an issue is that at that point in time, nobody was violent anymore. Everything was cooling down. They could have... I think they were doing de-escalation.
First of all, it was already violent because they broke
invading
it
the Capitol is violent.
That's already violent. They're all trespassing, number one. Number two, I don't even know if Trump had sent his whole audience there yet. Number three, this was still pretty early in like the afternoon. Like it's not like it was like 8 p.m. and people were getting tired and ready to go home. Like this was still winding the fuck up.
Trespassing doesn't have to be violent.
It's almost definitionally so in this case, but
I mean, it's all.
Yeah,
obviously no.
Well, hold on. Non-violent trespassing is still bad, Artemis. Like if I just walk into your house and don't do anything violent, like it's still bad.
Well, and if I break into your house,
but also there are people with guns who are trying to stop you, but don't have the capacity to stop you unless they're literally going to start shooting at you. And even if they did, they would not have won the shooting fight if there had been a shooting fight, which definitely we don't want there to have been, right?
What shooting fight do you think would have taken place in the Capitol?
What do you mean? Who knows?
Fortunately, there wasn't one.
Out of all of the people that were arrested, how many of them had firearms?
Wait, how many? Wait. Do you think that nobody there had firearms?
Did I say that?
You're misleadingly asking a dishonest question to try to imply that.
I'm not. No, the only firearm that was apprehended by anybody at the site was somebody that was arrested, I think, a day before.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with anything? It doesn't tell you how many firearms are there. How many people?
I'm pointing out the illogical statement that Quibbles is making, that there would have been a firefight when nobody arrested or at that time.
To be clear,
you have no idea how many people there have guns.
To be clear, what I was saying there was, in order to stop them from trespassing, the only way to stop them would have been to use guns. And obviously, for a whole host of reasons, not just in terms of the life of the people there in the moment, but just broadly for the country, thank God the police of the Capitol were not using guns against like American citizens as they were trespassing onto the Capitol. But obviously, therefore, trespassing is violent, right?
No, trespassing is not violent because the people that could have broken down the barriers are not the same people that would have come later behind the barriers that have already been abandoned. Trespassing is not inherently violent, and just because somebody
the first people who were trespassing, there were hundreds of people, including Proud Boys, the first group who were trespassing.
Yep. And
were those first trespassers violent?
Sure.
Okay.
How many people were even arrested? Wait, how many people were even arrested on the day of?
Like 100 and so.
Then why would that even be an argument against there being like guns at the event when there were like 50,000 plus people there?
Because the insinuation being made is that the people that were being violent were the people that were shot in the face and tear gassed at the second or third barrier. I'm just going to call it the second.
No, I think the insinuation being made is that if you have 50,000 MAGA people who think the country's been stolen, who are all conservatives, as a police officer, you might be worried that it's going to turn into a massive gunfight, and that's probably an okayly founded fear. And to retrospectively say, well, of the 100 people that got arrested on that day, they didn't have guns, it's fine.
The issue is that anybody in the ground that was there, when people are not actively trying to rip apart the second barrier and we're just standing around maybe yelling or being an asshole, and they're not actively being violent at that time, you don't antagonize a crowd to restart a riot.
The crowd was still growing. Maybe it was to try to disperse the crowd so it wouldn't grow to a higher critical mass and then break in.
Possibly. But the issue is that they tear gassed themselves, causing the collapse of the second line.
Why do you keep saying that's not why it collapsed? It collapsed because people broke it down.
No, they ran away from the second line after shooting people in the face. You have angry people are now told
the second barricade was broken down by the Proud Boys. They were the ones that broke it. This is all on video footage. Ray Epps is that's the second breakdown. There wasn't even tear gas there.
Okay. So when I said before, the one at the step, I was going to call the second barricade. Okay, so we'll call it the third barricade. Whichever one you want to label that fucking barricade. We're going to keep going back.
So if the first two barricades were broken down with no tear gas, why do we assume that we needed tear gas ourselves to break down the third barricade?
Because there was a significant enough police presence at that line
that they could have held it?
Correct.
Can you link me a video of this? Number one, and number two, if they tear gas themselves and there's tear gas,
police officers were there the day.
Why was the crowd able to walk into the tear gas?
Because the wind was blowing towards the police, and that's the whole reason why I'm saying they tear gassed themselves, is because the wind blew into the police officers.
Yeah, but then the people
I do remember this part.
Into the tear gas.
There were 140 police officers.
Blows into 100.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
There were 140 police officers total, including 80 from the U.S. Capitol Police and 60 from the Metropolitan Police Department. What are you talking about? They could have stopped it.
They literally could have stopped it.
Well, need more guys though.
Officers.
Sure, they could have held out without shooting people in the face and tear gassing themselves to hold that barrier. The thing that made them walk back from the barrier was
this illusion.
Hold on.
This is crazy.
Gibbles, stop. The thing that caused them to retreat from the barrier was not the protesters or rioters. It was the tear gas, because they couldn't breathe, and it was causing a danger to themselves because they tear gassed themselves.
Okay, so listen, I can't find the video right now, but I remember the video. There was one instance where they did accidentally tear gas themselves.
Yeah.
But
there was one instance of it happening, but hold on, just to be clear, that's how all the maggots lie, is they'll find like one thing and they try to blow it up into being explanatory for the entire thing. Like this guy already admits that they violently broke down 2 barricades. The idea that they would have magically stopped at the third one, even though the whole excitement of the whole crowd was building more and more and more that day, is delusional. There's no evidence for it. And the tear gas letting people into one part, this is literally just one part of them breaking in. There's still the whole place is being surrounded by tens of thousands of people. This is a delusional argument.
I don't know if you have you been to the Capitol? Do you know about how they have mag locks on the doors? Like, I live near the Capitol. I understand how these things are secured.
They broke into the door. They broke into a window using a riot shield. What did the maglocks matter?
And then they could have immediately arrested the person that was jumped in, which they should have done.
There are thousands of people outside.
There are thousands of people outside.
There were multiple people watching the dude break in. Like, I don't know why we're pretending that this didn't happen.
There were thousands of people outside. What do you think? They would have just arrested everyone hopping in?
People could just flood into the fucking...
Okay, walk me through what it looks like to arrest the first 100 people, and now you have 40 officers left.
Okay, so my issue with your statement is that you're generalizing the entirety of the situation. Okay, the steps of that third line fell before the windows were shattered and people started trickling in. People that came in still cannot open the doors because they are magnetically sealed. Okay, no matter how much, no matter how much they push on that fucking door handle, it will not open because it is maglocked. Okay. The entire Capitol is designed to be held by the Capitol Police with the amount of people that they have.
That is absolutely not true. You're just making shit up.
Not
You're
against
so fucking
50,000 people.
No, you don't. You're pretending 1,000 people can rush through.
Oh my god!
Hold on. Hey, Gribble, shut the fuck up.
It's a meme. This is a meme argument. This is a meme argument.
You're pretending 1,000 people can rush through a fucking room.
It's a meme argument. That's what we're talking about. This is a meme.
Just wait, Artemis, I want to.
You're just fucking wrong, and you're coping here. 1,000 people cannot rush through a fucking window. You don't need to arrest 1,000 fucking people. You just need to hold the fucking window that they broke into. You can hold the line.
So I do recall seeing that first video. It was shot from like above, and the person jumps through the window and then like runs around a bit, and no one arrests him, and then he opens the door, and then more people come in. I recall the video, right?
No. He didn't open the door. He pointed at the door at the camera, pointing for them to open it.
I don't remember that part of it. But...
Somebody has to unlock the maglock on it. He cannot just open the door. That's why he failed to do it.
So wait, hold on. Are you saying that the person who they broke the window with the riot shield, jumped in, pointed at the Capitol Police to open the door, and then the police did it?
No, that's the entire reason why the AG report is very important to figure out who the fuck that was.
So there's like one plant in the Capitol Police that opened the door.
You can ask that question. It doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know if it's a plant or not. Somebody who unlocked the undone the maglock.
Someone sympathetic to them, open the door.
Yeah, open the door. That person should be arrested. Whoever the Capitol Police that did that should be arrested and charged with aiding and abetting the rioters.
I have to go back and watch.
I'm looking through my notes now. He said this is just another lie to try to say that it was like it was a Fed surrection and all that shit. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a Fed surrection. It could be somebody that was sympathetic to the rioters. You can keep trying to pay me, but it's not going to work.
Hold on, Artemis. I just want to.
I'm sorry, Artemis. Can you lay out what exactly it is that you wanted the police officers to do with their 140 people?
Well, first of all, have you ever seen the movie Sparta?
It's Thermopylae. I know. Yeah, I saw it in the chat too.
What does that have to do with anything?
No, but like actually lay it out. Like, are we arresting people and therefore taking police officers away from the situation? Like, what is...
Oh, 300, fuck, my bad.
Police officers have legitimate ways of dealing with rioters and arresting them by moving them further into the Capitol after seizing them. This is not a new thing. This is not an unplanned for thing. The Capitol...
No, but I'm asking, like, to do that, if I want to arrest someone, presumably it takes either one or perhaps even two or three officers to arrest a single person, right? So if I have only 140 officers and I'm in the face of literally thousands of protesters, potentially violent, many of them likely have guns, and I am in a situation I'm in, and also keep in mind that I am also responsible for protecting Congress people who are trying to flee the building.
That are the priority, by the way, yes.
Pelosi, including certainly the priority is to protect them.
Obviously, we know that the Secret Service also protect congressmen, so we don't need to have no coordination between the Secret Service.
So the police officers don't have to... That's not the priority.
That's not what I said. Don't ask a dumb question when I didn't say it. Okay? Again, the police have training and they have procedures on how to handle situations like this. Pretending they don't is dishonest.
What were they supposed to do?
Funnel people as they capture them. Hold the line. Not fucking tear gas.
You can't funnel people. What are you talking about?
What do you mean? They arrest them off the line, pull them back like they always do.
You can't do that when there are thousands and thousands of people. Why do you think these riots?
Hold on. Are you expecting that they arrest all of them? I'm not saying about that. They arrest the people that are trying to jump the line. They pull them in, arrest them.
All the people that were jumping the line were doing it as parts of groups. That's how the first few barricades were broken. It was like 20 people.
Not the third line.
Link me the video you're talking about. Link me the video. Find the video and link it.
Destiny. If you're hold on, you're just making shit up because you haven't seen the video.
I don't remember. I watched so much video of this. The problem is I can't keep track of every single bullshit conspiracy that you guys make up to try to sweep for this entire fucking event. So I don't know what this incredibly specific moment that you're talking about was for the people came in. Okay, wait. Here, let's watch this. Here, okay, I'm posting this in the flock. Let's all watch this one together. Okay.
Where's that? Okay.
You said it's in the flock?
Yeah. Let me know when we've got it open and we'll start at the same time, okay? At 1x speed.
I don't think I have access to the flock, actually. I don't see it anywhere.
In the general,
general chat.
Which part of the flock?
It's under, I'm sorry. It's under the yard section and it's the general chat.
Oh, got it.
Under the yard section? I'm technologically incompetent, I'm sorry.
Hold on. I need to copy this. Hey, copy the link because it's...
Okay, cool.
Okay, we all have it open? Ready?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
First man begins to climb through. But after that officer sprays one rioter, he retreats back down the hallway, leaving the rioters to continue entering unimpeded.
You want to just stop it
pause
there?
right here. So right here, when there are thousands of people outside breaking into multiple windows, they should have just arrested the one guy coming in, and they could have just arrested all of them, and then what? Put them in the corner and put them in their inventory, or what?
No, what they should have done is actually swarmed the entrance of where they were coming from through the window, pulled the people that were already inside, and then held the window like they were supposed to. Instead of running backwards, like for
so you want so you want someone to literally like put their body like this at the window.
What do you think they are paid for?
Physically put
out the window.
Let's lay out physically what you're saying. I am the guy. I put my body like this.
That's retarded.
In front of these people who potentially have weapons. I'm literally putting my chest there. And also, they're definitely not going to just like push past me because I have infinite strength. I'm going to have the complete capacity to do this as one individual dude, or maybe let's say there are 3 of me. There are literally hundreds of people pushing against me. Also, keep in mind there is broken glass, right? So you're saying that I am going to likely be like on broken glass. There's more shit shattering.
He's just talking the talk now.
What are you talking about?
You're being retarded. No, they would swarm the door, use their pepper ball rounds, fire at anybody who's coming through the glass with riot suppressant fucking weapons that they're supposed to have. Hold the line with a probable,
They used a suppressant weapon. He maced him. We just watched him do it.
I watched him run the fuck away. Hey, look, it worked. The guy was almost
because how many people are right outside? Also, can you go to like just 520 for like just a few seconds more at like 524? Is that the guys opening the maglock doors, or are those doors being kicked open?
I'll just play it so I can see.
Or I'm sorry, at 50 minutes and 24 seconds.
Yeah. So he kicked that one open. Yeah.
Okay. So it doesn't sound like. So which one of these doors needed somebody from the inside to open it?
I would have to go find the video now.
Okay. So you're lying, right?
Oh, no. Shut the fuck up.
You're lying. You're fucking lying.
No. You're lying. You're lying right now.
Wait. Artemis, just wait, because I did find the video you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. He's trying to lie and he's trying to paint it as if I'm delusional. He does this as a fucking argument tactic. I'm not letting it. I'm not fucking buying it, Destiny. You're bullshitting here.
Okay, hold on. I posted it in the yard general. Go to about 30 seconds and watch the rest of it. It's 1 minute and 30.
Is it 1 minute 30 or? Okay, 30 seconds, yeah.
Yep.
Wait, 1 minute 30? This is a 1 minute 26 second video.
No, start at 30 and then just watch the whole thing.
Okay. Or here, I'm muting this and I'm playing it all.
Rioters who were already in the building opened the east side doors of the Capitol Rotunda to let more of the mob in. They quickly flooded through the doors, overwhelming the officers. This is new security footage of those doors. And as before, the mob is identified with the red dot on the model of the Capitol. If you look closely, you'll see the first person through the door is holding a Trump flag. Is holding a Trump flag, with the red dot on the model of the Capitol. If you look closely, you'll see the first person through the door is holding a Trump flag. Through a line of Capitol police officers and overtook the area.
Okay, what am I supposed to take from this video?
I have no idea.
Okay, so whatever maglock door, this maglock door that's open, the rider's already in the Capitol, right? So the very first, so the first people that got in the Capitol didn't get in because somebody opened a maglock door on the other side, like mysteriously. It's because they broke through the windows and then they kicked open a door, right?
Not that other door, which we can go back to. Sure, they did it there, but the issue is that the police presence should have swarmed that window and actually held
That's fine, but your initial claim was that somebody opened a maglock door or whatever. The first door that they got in, they kicked open, right?
Yes, but that's the issue is that the maglock doors don't require.
Yeah, this is just like fucking. Yeah.
So, you're just hand waving. I don't. You can keep talking to people, but shut the fuck up when people are trying to talk.
So, Artemis, just real quick. So,
go for it.
I dug in my files because you given me a lot of evidence over the years. So I dug in and I found this video, and it was basically labeled because you can see two guys that are kind of wearing like riot gear that opened the door in this one. The as it was labeled from when I got it from either you or somebody else, it basically said those two guys are Capitol Police, and they're opening these doors alongside other rioters because they're in on it, and then letting them in. That was the idea behind this video.
Okay.
Is this not the video you meant?
Not exactly, because I mean it could be, but that's not the one. No, there was another one where a guy physically tried to shove open the door, kick it, was unsuccessful, looked at the camera, pointed at the door, and then turned around and then opened the door. That's the video I'm looking for. So now
where basically a protester got a policeman to open the door for him.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Because I would rather, if that is true, that it was legitimate protester doing it, the police officer should be charged with endangering everybody in the building.
Or at least that's true, yeah.
Because nobody was held accountable for that situation, and that's my issue with it.
Okay, can we zoom out? What do you think the goal for the Capitol Police should have been in that moment? Like broadly speaking.
Well, one, for the door.
Is their primary job to protect the people inside of the building, or is their job to protect and ensure that no one breaks into the building, or should they have managed to somehow
that should be one? That's
superhero do everything simultaneously?
That's one and the same. Holding the building's perimeter protects.
No, that's like wrong.
I don't know why you're telling me this. You have no idea how security works.
Well, Joel, hold on, wait, hold on, I'm so sorry, wait, just to be clear, hold on, wait. Artemis Fowl, you have no idea how security works. You will never be able to show me a single video of 100 cops holding off 20,000 rioters. What you're saying is wrong.
Why is that the stipulation?
What?
Why is that the stipulation?
Because what you're talking about is not standard procedure for, so we can drag in cops or Secret Service or SWAT or anybody you want. There is not a single law enforcement official that will ever back up what you're talking about, ever.
How many rioting videos could we see where 20 cops run at fucking 100 people throwing shit at them and then running them off because they were working together as a team? How many of those are we going to see, Destiny?
Tell me what you see when riot police are dealing with riots. What you see when riot police are dealing with, first of all, riot is not just 100 people. Okay, we're talking hundreds or thousands of people, right? Okay. What you usually see is cops allowing riots to burn out by directing people down other streets, by using huge crowd control measures, by having a ton of police officers available, and generally letting people wear themselves out and maybe arresting the ultra-violent ones. But that's a lot different than people are trying to break into a specific area. There was nobody to push these people off to a football court. They're breaking into the Capitol building.
There's no funneling them elsewhere.
Are all cops meant to hold a fucking building? Or are the Capitol Police very specifically trained to do a thing, which is protect the fucking Capitol building?
Probably to protect the Capitol building.
Maybe their training would actually allow them to coordinate a defense of the Capitol building from
which they
like
did successfully. The goal of the Capitol Police is to ensure that the people inside aren't harmed, which is what happens. The goal of the Capitol Police is not to fight off a crowd of 50 to 100,000 Trump sycophants that are trying to break in. You could never train that few people to do that unless they're Terminator. They're going to start bringing M2.
We don't want them to be Terminator. We don't want them to start killing people.
Yeah.
Right? It's good that they didn't kill thousands of protesters in that situation, right? Like, even the situation where they're Terminator, whatever the fuck it is, like, that's bad. We don't want that, right?
Should I just address you, Destiny, because Quibbles just likes asking questions that are irrelevant to the situation.
M249. And no, he's not asking irrelevant questions. There is no world. There is no world where they're trained to prevent this. Like, it's just.
Okay, so there is. Oh my god. There are procedures and ways to handle rioting at the Capitol. They train for it.
Really?
I don't know why
link it. Show me. Why is it the focus then? Why isn't the focus on the failure of them to perform their duty rather than the failure of the National Guard show? Why they even bother calling the National Guard? They're like, oh no, we got it. Don't worry, we got over 150 people here. We're good. 10,000.
So who was investigated and in charge at the National Guard for failure to show up or to push in?
Most of the inquiries are around the lieutenant of the Army Secretary, and I think the guy above him who is Milley, I believe. I don't remember the lieutenant. Yeah, but the question was,
what happened with them? What happened to them? Were they investigated? Were they charged?
They weren't charged with a crime because I don't believe that they
I'm asking for fucking accountability from people, and you guys are fucking.
What is accountability? No, you weren't just asking for accountability. You were asking for a criminal charge. There are different ways.
Yeah, that'd be accountability.
Well, it could also be negligence, right? But it's hard. But it's hard. But negligence is not always criminal, and it depends on if it was an individual who was negligent or if the system was fucked for some other particular reason. Okay, and if you want to get into that and who should be responsible, that's fine. None of this means that 100 people can hold the Capitol.
Well, okay. Well, I guess that is your.
Also, wait. Just wait, real quick. One thing. Where is this evidence at all that there is a maglock electronic system that can never be opened from the inside?
Why don't you just look up maglocks on Capitol door buildings?
So I'm Googling this, or
Capitol building doors. There you go. Yeah, just fucking look at it.
So if I look at maglock on Capitol building doors, am I going to find something that shows me you can't open it from the inside?
Yeah, they're designed to not open from the inside. Once they're locked in an emergency situation, the only thing that can unlock them are supposed to be signals or codes sent directly from the security office.
Show me that. Can you show me that?
Yeah, let me see if I can pull it up.
While you're pointing it up, let's just point out part of the reason there are only 140 people there is because Trump refused to send the National Guard.
That's not
true. That's a more. You're right, but that's not the point.
It is true.
It is true. Actually, I'm sorry.
No.
My bad.
Here we go. Here's the line to win the debate.
I got
Come on, Destiny, do it.
mind-fucked because Artemis Fowl it sucked me into this conservative
group. Lie for your fucking teeth because you want to win a debate.
Quibbles is absolutely right that if Donald Trump would have said, "Hey, I need the National Guard there right now," it would have happened. That is true.
Okay. That's what we're doing. It wasn't that he asked for the National Guard. And he offered it, and then Mayor
he never made a formal request, and those were days before, and they were to protect his people, not the Capitol.
He did. He never made a formal request, but the formal request was day before. Okay, which one? Which one is it?
I didn't say a formal request was the day before. He said something in a conversation offhandedly. He never put in a formal request for protection.
Okay, hold on. Now I gotta look up 3 things.
No, you don't. I just want to show me this thing because what you're saying offhand, it sounds to me like an egregious violation of fire code. If anything else, you're telling me that somebody can push a button and nobody can get out of the Capitol. They're locked in.
It's for active shooter and stuff like that. It's not a fire code issue because if it was a fire, normally it's a fail open. There are some skiff areas where it doesn't fail open, but that could be a fire code. And I have an issue with that. But the issue being is that maglocks are there. They're locked down in case of active threats. That's the whole point of why they are designed.
Okay, so I'm curious, okay? I'm not trying to be bad faith, okay? And I do have issues sometimes. So can you tell me, I'm trying to figure this out. Can you read this for me?
What is it? Is it in the general? Yeah?
What does it say?
What about it? Okay, it's the emergency exit.
It says push until alarm sounds in 3 seconds. Mm-hmm. Door will unlock in 15 seconds.
Correct.
That's the sign right in front of the maglock door.
And do you understand how
So then what you just said, what you just said was a lie, right? What you just said was a lie, that they don't need another person to open it, right?
You just no. Look, during times of active threats, that gets overridden by the maglock doors.
Oh, okay, show me that.
So I did dig around a bit, and the claim about the maglock doors shutting down during a threat comes from the original source of it is a now deleted tweet from the Twitter account Swank for America, where apparently it said, no, this is where the claim came from. It was repeated multiple times on multiple websites because of Swank for America.
Okay, my fucking building has maglock doors. I understand how they work.
Your building has doors that magnetically close that don't let people escape? Are you in the United States of America, or?
Hold on. No, my building isn't designed to not let people escape. They have a building with maglocks that can be activated and can be held without during times of like
that are outside external facing doors.
Isn't there like a triangle fire about these or something?
Well, that's the issue with skiff doors. Things about failing closed with skiffs. They don't fail open. You can't just fail open the fire alarm with the skiff.
So yeah, Swank for America was apparently a lawyer for the Oath Keepers who posted it on Twitter. It just kind of came out of nowhere. It was reprinted by the Epoch Times, and it was reprinted by the Gateway Pundit, and then it kind of became a narrative. But I don't know where the actual original claim comes from.
I don't base my thing off of fucking Twitter people.
Well, that is exactly where your claim came from, just to be clear. But
no, where did I say that was a thing from Twitter?
Because
maglock doors work that way.
No, I don't think they do.
Okay, well that's because you're retarded.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'm curious. Okay, I'm gonna go watch this video. I'm gonna count the seconds. I wonder if it's 15 seconds. I'm gonna find out. Hold on, I'll be back.
Okay, so yeah.
Okay, Kai comes over here. 333. 334. He's trying to open it, and then he turns away. 334. So we would expect to see what at like 349? He's trying to open it, it's not opening. 343, 344, 345, 346, 347, 348. He's pointing at this. 349. Is it open now? Oh, how great! Oh my God! How? So you know what? And you know what? This is MAGA. You know why? Because this guy right here, the guy, this is what he actually thinks. The fucking retard that we're talking about. This is what he actually thinks. He's like, oh, so right here he says, hey, secret government agent 42 or agent 42, I need you to open the door. And the guy's like, okay, hold on 1 second. We've got the Trump kill shot file right here. Okay, we've activated Operation Murder Trump and frame him. Got it. Door's open. In reality, he's saying this. He's going, hey, jabroni. Hey, I can't open the door down here. And the guy's like, hey, you fucking retard, read the sign. He's like, what, for the door? I can't open the fucking door. And he's like, yeah, open the fucking door. It's 15 seconds, you dipshit. Just open the door. It's open. Oh, you sure, buddy? Yeah, try and open it. I can't open it, man. Just try it, you motherfucker. Really? Are you sure? Okay. Oh! Okay.
Okay, go for him.
So I watched it. So typically, every single thing that you presented about this was a lie. You said that he looked up, that he was communicating with somebody, he needed somebody to open the door. It looks like what happened is literally exactly what was written on this sign. He tried the door for about 5 seconds and it didn't open, and then he walked back, and 15 seconds later, it's about 20 seconds, he goes back and tries to open it, and go figure, just like the sign says, the door is open.
Oh, I'm sure. I don't take your word for that. I don't fucking care what you're trying to imply that it is.
I'm not implying. It's literally, we have a picture of the sign. We have a picture of the sign. We watch the guy trying to open the video, and then it literally fucking happens.
Do you have the video? Can we see it?
Yeah.
I want to see it too.
Okay, it's in general. Go right here at 3:30. That picture that I linked you of the sign, that's literally the sign right in front of the fucking door. Okay? Go to 3:30, watch your try to count the seconds. I don't know what he's saying now because you don't have volume.
Actually, any period. It's from the beginning, the same sign. Yeah.
Is it the Substack link or the other one?
The first link is you can find the guy at around 3:30. He's going to break into the door at 3:30.
Wow.
I'm waiting. Hold on. Just got it running.
Have you seen it, Artemis? I don't know what we're waiting on.
Oh, I'm watching the video. So he does that. He doesn't pull the fire alarm.
Why would you? You don't need to pull. Have you used a door before?
Hold on. I'm looking. Oh, goddamn. Keep clicking the wrong fucking thing. You can make all the gestures you want. It doesn't fucking work.
It's just like, did he pull the fire? No, motherfucker. It's the United States of America. Are you serious?
So he's at the Chris.
You're watching the Eastern Rotunda video, right?
Yeah, the issue being is that sign that is being pulled from, I don't even know if that is actually from the Rotunda video.
You can literally go to 30 seconds and full screen the video.
Hold on. I'm not disagreeing. The issue is I don't even know if that's the same sign because it looks shorter. I'm not arguing that it's a problem. I can agree with you that probably is the same sign. What I'm saying is that my issue is that the dude stared up and started talking and pointing at the door. That was my issue with that video.
Well, the issue is that you made an assumption that he was communicating with some secret agent.
No.
With no evidence because of a tweet that was made and some crazy articles that you read about this.
No. If the video, okay, if I'm referencing the video, I'm referencing something with evidence. I know it's not conclusive and 100%. That doesn't mean it's not evidence.
It's not evidence of anything. It is the sign. I can show you like 5 different pictures if you want of this sign over and over and over again. It is the sign, but...
Okay, the issue being is that I referenced a video from memory about a thing that happened fucking what? Almost
4 years
a year ago. Yeah, 2021, yeah, almost 4 years ago. And then you're gonna fucking tell me is that I have to be in 100% perfect with my recollection, accounting for every variable that it's in it, and then you can rely on your... Shut the fuck up, Quibble!
I don't care about your recollection of the memory. The issue is, it wasn't just you having the memory. If you would have been like, I think somebody might have helped, or I think something, blah, blah, if you're saying, oh, no, then you'd be like, no, that wasn't your statement. Your statement was, whoever did this criminal act needs to be held accountable. So how did you come to that conclusion watching this video footage? You didn't. You read a tweet.
Hold up. I didn't read a tweet. I watched a video.
This video?
Yeah, the video of him pointing at the door and then looking up at what I would assume would have been the camera and pointing at the door.
What?
Yeah, I recall seeing it too, yeah.
Wait.
I don't know why you're implying that I'm so fucking like deep into the fucking weeds here.
Wait. I'm sorry. Wait. On that video, where does he look at or point at the camera?
No, he didn't point at the camera. He points at the door. You're not even listening. You're preparing another argument.
No, I'm asking you. What do you mean? I thought you said looks at the camera. What are you talking about?
He looks up towards something. I would assume that, again, from memory, I thought he was looking up at the camera.
Okay, so it's not the camera. He's probably just looking at other riders that have just walked upstairs.
Yeah, but you're asking me about something I saw.
Okay, it's at 349, right?
Yeah, I know.
That's exactly what you're talking about.
He's just talking to other riders because they've already broken into the building.
But the issue is you're asking me about something I saw 4 years ago and implying bad faith because I remembered stuff, but not 100% accurate.
I'm not asking you to recall specifics because I'm testing you on the specifics. I'm curious about your conclusion because your conclusion is unsupported by every single thing we've looked at so far.
No, it's not. Hold on. Again, you're asking me a thing. You're asking me to provide evidence for that thing that I remember from 4 years ago, and from my memory looked sketchy when I saw it. And then you're going to then imply bad faith
Because you didn't say you saw
exactly
stuff.
100% the way it was.
You didn't say that you saw stuff that looked sketchy. You said that somebody needed to be held accountable for letting somebody into. And you even went on to say like, well, I'm not saying that it was a police.
Then they need to be held accountable.
Well, hold on, Artemis. Now that you've seen the video again, do you still think somebody should be held accountable?
Well, the guy that obviously opened the door, sure.
Well, yeah, but like, do you think he's some sort of like sleeper agent or something?
Well, I never implied that.
Well, hold on. No. You don't walk away that easily from this, because not only did you imply that there was some internal coordination going on, that was an impression you were left with, you also very confidently stated, with whatever bullshit job you've made up, you've confidently stated that maglock doors are impossible to open from the inside. You could never do that. You don't understand. This is my job. That was also wrong.
Hold on. Okay. Well, two things. One, I still don't know about this, because I don't even know if this was a maglock door specifically.
Okay,
I don't know.
Just real quick. There actually are some.
Hold on, no, wait. What do you mean you don't know? You said multiple times. Where do you think I got the impression of it being a maglock door from? It's because you said over and over again these were maglock doors that couldn't be opened unless by a code.
The Capitol has maglock doors. I've been inside. I've seen them.
Okay, Artemis, I've seen maglock doors.
The Capitol has a skip. That doesn't mean everything is a skip.
Yeah, the Capitol has ceilings. Do you think that the door is a ceiling because you know the Capitol has ceilings? Have you seen ceilings before?
Quibble, shut the fuck up. Not everything has to be a skiff to have a maglock door.
No, my point is just because there are a particular type of door in one location, you just assume that it's true of every single location in the entire Capitol? It's a huge building.
I don't fucking assume that. You're now just creating a straw man of my fucking opinion.
Okay. So Artemis, I have encountered.
You just admit that? Wow. Okay.
So here, listen, man. I have encountered maglock doors that cannot be opened with any sort of human force, but they were at a university and they were for a computer lab. And what they do is the lab will lock down during a fire, and all the oxygen will be sucked out of the room to prevent the computers from being destroyed. I don't think you'd see that anywhere on the Capitol.
Also, wait, hold on. Can I ask? Is this? You can't even open them from the inside or just from the outside?
From what I've tried doing, because I've tried to when we were testing our doors and stuff like that, you literally I ran into one and I couldn't get it. I weigh a little bit.
Okay, so now your argument has gone from I'm very confident that I know these doors, I know they can't open from the, and now your argument has gone all the way to one time in testing I tried to open one of these doors and it didn't work.
Okay, I don't.
Also, not these doors.
There's nothing logical about that statement. As much as you're trying to frame it as being illogical, there's nothing.
I'm just showing that the level of confidence that you had on this take before I did any amount of research was very high, and now you've walked it all the way back. Was this was an outside-facing door? You couldn't get to the outside of the building? You were literally locked in, and it was impossible, even with any amount of time waiting? Did you try it for 15 seconds?
No, the doors that I have don't have that fire alarm status. For the maglocks, no.
And people in chat were asking me about the computer lab. Yeah, if you're in there, you do actually just die, which is why it's
this is not like
it's very secure, that place. Yes.
It's, when you're dealing with like security stuff like this, these things exist, and trying to imply that they don't is like what I don't understand.
Hold on, wait. Hold on, wait. To be clear, you're lying. You do not work in any secure area. You've never. Hold on. Not only that, you've never been in a secure area in your entire life. You are. You're lying. I know you're lying. I'm 100% confident that you're lying. I'm 100% confident you're lying. The reason why I know that you're lying is because you've ever worked in any kind of secured area. If you've ever worked in any type of secured, if you've ever worked, if you've ever worked,
know what I'm doing.
If you've ever,
you don't know where I've been.
Go ahead. Keep going. Keep going. If you've ever worked in any secure area in your entire life, you would never say these public areas that are open to civilians that just leave outside a building might be using the same hyper-specific protocols from a secure and confidential area. You're lying. You're bullshit. It's bullshit. You play too much Splinter Cell. You think you're Sam Fisher, and you're fucking lying about what you do for work.
Shut the fuck up.
Maybe your dad did it for work. Maybe you wanted to do it for work. You're lying. You're fucking lying. You're lying.
Artemis, just wait, man. Why don't you actually say it?
Because he's lying. He doesn't want it. He's lying. It's fine.
What you do?
I'm a fucking engineer. I have a fucking, what is it?
That's a lie.
Yes.
What he just said is, I'm an engineer? For what? What do you do? Yeah. You build trains in the mental... Holy shit.
Hold up.
That's why the maglock doors don't open. You live in an insane asylum.
You're asking me...
I understand everything.
Hold on. You're asking me, the person, to explain... You're asking me to explain to you while you're at live stream about what I fucking do. That way, your fucking rabid fan base can dox the shit out of me. I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not playing that fucking game. You're a fucking retard. You're just making shit up, and now You're just trying to play it off as if I don't do the things that I do.
I don't think any of what we're talking about right now requires an advanced degree. What we're talking about right now is whether or not you believe that 140 people can stop 50,000 people from getting into a building that has
wait, that's a broader claim. I agree
because they're made of glass.
Wait, I agree that claim was dumb that he made, but just on this very specific one, he's fucking insanely cooked. Okay, the fact that because the only reason why we're talking about your job is because you, little bro, you cited your job as a reason why you're like credentialed in talking about this. But now you won't even say what your job is.
Doors.
Hey, by the way, a person who works at a fucking janitor at Harvard has a job with maglock doors. Doesn't mean anything.
Okay, so I can't draw upon my personal fucking experience with maglock doors. I just had to imagine that shit never happened. Is that what you're telling me?
No, you made it sound like you were some kind of security engineer, security expert, and it sounds like you don't work in a security related job at all. You probably just have seen a maglock door before, and you're like, yeah, this is my work.
Artemis, I'm not going to reveal anything that you've told me. Just maybe you should say a little bit.
No, I don't owe him anything. I'm not fucking playing his fan. I know what his fan base does.
If he said anything to and look at this. Oh yeah, we're gonna dox you because you say what your job is. Okay. Sure.
Shit. Yes, easy.
Whatever you said, whatever he's told you he does for a job, he lied. Unless he's shown you a work ID or he's given you like incredibly, he's absolutely lied about it 100%.
Oh yeah. Go ahead. Tell me I'm a liar.
I don't think you are, but I don't know.
He's blowing out. He's blowing shit out of his ass.
Wait. So just to be clear, is his job like? Does he work in a job related to security, or does he just work in a building that has security doors?
He works for the government.
That doesn't mean anything.
That is not.
Well, I don't want to reveal. I don't want to reveal what was told in private. I don't want to.
You just said that was a more technically like answer than anything else.
I have a TSS. Hold on. I have a TSS.
I work for the government. I work in Pennsylvania.
Shut the fuck up. I will get the classifications of what I have access to. I have TSSCI Poly with Keyhole and Talent. As the
literally nobody you filled in an SF86 and you're not fucking a Russian. Good job. Like what do you that doesn't mean anything.
That doesn't mean anything to you.
Clearly.
I don't care what you're about to say. You're just gonna make something up. I don't fucking care.
Okay.
Your entire argument relies on trying to discredit that I don't work where I work. So I don't fucking care what you're going to say.
You tried to credential yourself to make an incredibly retarded statement about secure doors. And you were proven wrong in real time. In 4K, 120 FPS, 12-bit color. Okay, you were absolutely blown the fuck out on it.
No, you're just being a spurred retard, trying to paint off as somebody you don't have to listen.
You're citing a security level because you know what markings to put on the bottom of an email. Why do you think this entitles you to any type of knowledge? The fact that you would even cite a fucking security clearance as giving you some insight into fucking security, okay? Because some guy held your hand to show you how to get in and out of a secured area, okay? This is fucking retarded.
Destiny, you're just making shit up now. I don't. Okay. If you want to talk, just fucking leave and talk somewhere else. I don't. Like, all you're doing is fucking jerking yourself off. That's all I am going
to jerk myself off.
I know. I understand. Why don't you just go? Well, I mean, you have Nick Fuentes. I mean, I'm pretty sure he could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the funniest.
The funny thing is, even Fuentes did make a claim this embarrassingly fucking retarded that because you've been in a skiff before, you can't get out of a building because it's going to auto lock. Where there's a sign in front of the door that says in 15 seconds it's going to open.
Now we're just going to make like, actually, all the conversation. Yes, I understand. You want to now paint the conversation to be totally ridiculous, even though we had to walk
my bad.
through.
I'll go back and listen to what you said, and I'll give you the exact quotes. I'll be back. 1 sec. Okay, let's go back and listen. I'll be back. 1 sec. Okay, let's.
So now
so where basically a protester got a policeman to open the door for him.
Yeah,
wow,
that's
what I'm right there. Hold on.
At the camera, pointed at open the door.
As it was labeled.
You can keep talking to them. Sure, they did it there, but the issue is that the police presence should have swarmed that window and actually held
That's fine, but your initial claim was that somebody opened a maglock door or whatever. The first door that they got in, they kicked open, right?
Yes, but that's the issue is that the maglock doors don't require.
Yeah, this is just like fucking. Yeah.
You're just hand waving. I don't. You can keep talking to them, but shut the fuck up when people are trying to talk.
So, Arnold, just real quick. So, go for it. I dug in my files because you given me a lot of evidence over the years. So I dug in and I found this video, and it was basically labeled because you can see two guys that are kind of wearing like riot gear that open the door in this one. As it was labeled from when I got it from either you or somebody else. it basically said those two guys are Capitol Police, and they're opening these doors alongside other rioters because they're in on it, and then letting them in. That was the idea behind this video.
Okay.
Is this not the video you meant?
Not exactly, because, well, I mean, it could be, but that's not the one. No, there's another one where a guy physically tried to shove open the door, kick it, was unsuccessful, looked at the camera, pointed at the door.
Okay. Look at how specific. This is how you know people are lying, by the way, okay? Just look at the specificity of what he's saying right now. There was a video where the guy tried to open the door and kick it, and it wouldn't open.
And then turned around and then opened the door. That's the video I'm looking for. So
oh, fuck. I just clicked the live button. God damn it. Hold on.
wait. Okay,
and generally...
How many of those are we going to see, Destiny?
Riders. What you're saying is wrong.
Why is that the stipulation?
Oh, fuck. I clicked the wrong
That's true, yeah.
Because nobody was held accountable.
So you want someone to literally like put their body like this at the window?
What do you think?
To the one guy coming in, and they could have arrested all of them.
Rioter, he retreats back down the hallway, leaving the rioters to continue entering unimpeded.
Wait, okay, pause right here. So right here, when there are thousands of people outside breaking into multiple windows, they should have just arrested the one guy coming in, and they could have arrested all of them and put them in the corner and put them in their inventory, or what?
No, what they should have done is actually swarmed the entrance of where they were coming from through the window, pulled the people that were already inside, and then
like this at the window.
What do you think they were paid for?
Physically put
out the window
in front of these people who potentially have weapons. I mean, also people are what are you talking about?
You're being retarded. No, they would swarm the door, use their pepper ball round.
They used a suppressive weapon. He maced him. People are right outside. Also, can you go to like just 520? Doors being kicked open. Okay, hold on. We'll get there.
Yeah. So he kicked that one open. Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't sound like. So which one of these doors needed somebody from the inside to open it?
I would have to go find the video now.
Okay, so you're lying, right?
No. Shut the fuck up.
You're lying. You're fucking lying.
No, you're lying. You're lying.
Wait, artist, wait, because I did find the video you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. He's trying to lie, and he's trying to paint it as if I'm delusional. He does this as a fucking argument tactic. I'm not letting it. I'm not fucking buying it.
Argument tactic.
Okay, hold on. I posted it in the yard, general. Go to about 30 seconds and watch the rest of it. It's a minute 30.
Is it a minute 30 or? Okay, 30 seconds. Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, a minute 30?
Rioters who were already in the building opened the east side doors of the Capitol Rotunda to let more of the mob in. They quickly flooded through the doors, overwhelming the officers. The first person through the door is holding the Trump flag, with the red dot on.
I have no idea.
Okay, hold on.
Through a line of Capitol Police officers in the area.
Okay, what am I supposed to take from this video?
I have no idea.
Okay, so whatever maglock door, this maglock door that's open, the rider's already in the Capitol, right? So the first people that got in the Capitol didn't get in because somebody opened a maglock door on the other side, like mysteriously, because they broke through the windows and then they kicked open a door, right?
Not that other door, which we can go back to. Sure, they did it there, but the issue is that the police president should have swarmed that window and actually held.
That's fine, but your initial claim was that somebody opened a maglock door or whatever. The first door that they got in, they kicked open, right?
Yes, but that's the issue is that the maglock doors don't require.
Yeah, this is just like fucking. Yeah.
No, you're just hand waving. You keep talking to people. Shut the fuck up when people are trying to talk.
So, Arnold, just real quick. So, I did get my files because you give me a lot of evidence over there that opened the door in this one. As it was labeled from when I got it from either you or some other riders, because
not exactly.
Letting them in. That was the idea behind this video.
Okay.
Is this not the video you meant?
Not exactly, because, well, I mean, it could be, but that's not the one. No, there's another one where a guy physically tried to shove open the door, kick it, was unsuccessful, looked at the camera, pointed at the door, and then.
Okay. He tried to physically open the door. I don't know why I'm wasting my time with this. He tried to physically open the door and kick it, and it wouldn't open. Then he looked at the camera and pointed at the door.
And turned around and then opened the door. That's the video.
Then turned around and opened the door. That was his initial claim. Okay. I think he makes more claims about maglock doors. We'll listen.
I'm looking for. So now
where basically a protester got a policeman to open the door for him.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Because I would rather, if that is true, that it was a legitimate protester doing it, the police officer should be charged with endangering everybody in the building.
I think that's true, yeah.
Because nobody was held accountable for that situation. And that's my issue with it.
Nobody was held accountable for that situation, and that's my issue with it.
Okay, can we zoom out? What do you think the goal for the Capitol Police should have been in that moment? Like, roughly speaking.
I'm so glad I zoomed back in. Don't ever let people get away with these specific claims.
Well, one, I'm sorry, for the door.
Is their primary job to protect the people inside of the building, or is their job to protect and ensure that no one breaks into the building, or should they have managed to superhero do everything?
That's one and the same. Holding the building's perimeter. protects
no, that's like wrong.
I don't know why you're telling me this. You have no idea how security works.
Hold on, wait, just to be clear, no idea how security works. You will never be able to show me a single video of 100 cops holding off 20,000 rioters.
Why is that the stipulation? Why is that the stipulation? How many rioting videos can we see where 20 cops run at fucking 100 people, throwing shit at them, and then running them off?
I think it says 100 people too. Like, yeah, 100 disorganized people with 20 like riot cops. You probably could, but riots are usually way more than that. But
because we're working together as a team. How many of those are we going to see, Destiny?
That's what you see when riot police are dealing with riots. What you see when riot police are dealing with, first of all, riots streets by using huge crowd control measures, by having a ton of police officers available, and generally letting people wear themselves out and maybe arresting the ultra-violent ones. But that's a lot different than people trying to break into a specific area. There was nobody to push these people off to a federal court. They're breaking into the Capitol building.
Are all cops meant to hold a fucking building? Or are the Capitol Police very specifically trained to allow them to
inside unharmed, which is what happens. The goal of the Capitol Police, unless they're Terminator, they're going to start bringing
kill thousands of protesters in that situation, right? Like,
is no
ways to handle rioting at the Capitol. They
perform their duty rather than go back to the Maglox. I think the guy above him who was Millie, I believe. I don't remember the lieutenant. Charge. There are different ways.
That'd be accountability. Well, okay. Well, I guess that is your
wait. Just wait, real quick. One thing. Where is this evidence at all that there is a maglock electronic system that can never be opened from the inside?
Why don't you just look up maglocks on Capitol door buildings?
So I'm Googling this, or
Capitol building doors. There you go. Yeah, just fucking look at it.
So if I look at maglock on Capitol building doors, am I going to find something that shows me you can't open it from the inside?
Yeah, they're designed to not open from the inside. Once they're locked in an emergency situation, the only thing that can unlock them are supposed to be signals or codes sent directly from the security office.
Show me that. So did he just make all of this up? It's not to be open from the inside once they're locked during an emergency situation. They can only be unlocked with emergency codes sent from security. Can you show me that?
Yeah, let me see if I can pull it up.
While you're pointing it out, let's just point out part of the reason there are only 140 people there is because Trump.
No, it is true, actually. I'm sorry.
Because you want to win a debate.
Quibbles is absolutely right. That if Donald Trump would have said, "Hey, I need the National Guard there right now," it would have happened. That is true.
Okay. So that's what we're doing. It wasn't that he asked for the National Guard and he offered it, and then Mayor.
He never made a formal request, and those were days before, and they would protect his people, not the Capitol.
He never made a formal request, but the formal request was day before. Okay, which one? Which one is it?
I didn't say a formal request was day before. He said something in a conversation offhandedly. He never put in a formal request for protection.
Okay, hold on. Now I gotta look at 3 things.
No, you don't. I just want to show me this thing because what you're saying offhand, it sounds to me like an egregious violation of fire code of anything else. You're telling me somebody to push a button and nobody can get out of the Capitol. They're locked in.
It's for active shooter and stuff like that. It's not a fire code issue because if it was a fire, they normally have to fail open. There are some skiff areas where it doesn't fail open, but that could be a fire code. I have an issue with that. But the issue being is that maglocks are there. They're locked down in case of active threats. That's the whole point of why they are designed.
Okay, so I'm curious. Okay, I'm not trying to be bad faith. Okay, and I do have issues sometimes. So can you tell me? I'm trying to figure this out. Can you read this for me?
What is it? Yeah.
What does it say?
Okay, it's the emergency exit.
It says push until alarm sounds in 3.
And how a.
So then what you just said was a lie, right? What you just said was a lie. That they don't need another person to open it, right?
You just no. Look, during times of active threats, that gets overridden by the maglock doors.
Oh, okay, show me that.
So I did dig around a bit and tweet from the Twitter account Swank Forum websites because
is that magnetically closed that don't let people escape? Are you in the United States of America or?
Hold on. No, my building isn't designed to not let people escape. They have a building with maglocks that can be activated and can be held without during times of like
that are outside external facing
doors.
Like
a triangle fire about this or something?
Well, that's the issue with skiff doors. Things about failing closed with skiffs. They don't fail open. You can't just fail open.
Okay, this is outside my area of expertise. Are there really skiffs that are I guess there might be, right? Skiffs that are like you open the door from the skiff and you're outside. I feel like skiffs would generally be these secured compartmentalized areas would be inside other buildings, but that might not necessarily be the case. Maybe there are some that are just like external.
The fire alarm with the skiff.
So yeah, Swank for America was apparently a lawyer for the Oath Keepers who posted it on Twitter. Just kind of came out. The original claim comes for.
I don't base my thing off of the thing from Twitter.
Because
maglock doors work that way.
No, but
no, where did I say that was a thing from Twitter?
Because
maglock doors work that way.
No, I don't think they do.
Okay, well that's because you're retarded.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'm curious. I'm gonna go watch. I'm gonna count the seconds. I wonder if it's 15 seconds. I'm gonna find out. Hold on, I'll be back.
Okay, see ya.
I don't think that's how maglock doors work. He says that's because you're retarded. Okay, Kai comes over here. Okay, and then someone said to go back to 56 minutes. He's trying to fighting the crowds at the first 2.
ill-advised.
Wait. To be clear, what you just said is a total lie. They did not have the manpower to reinforce all the barricades. That's not true. They didn't have the people there to do that.
I didn't say anything about reinforcing. They could have just taken the people acting violently and arrested them.
In front of a crowd of thousands of people that are in front of you?
Thousands of people. What are you talking about?
And they did that at the third.
What would arrest even look
like a BDSM convention in town for them to have enough equipment to even arrest the people at the first. Showed up to break it down. Yes.
Okay. The Proud Boys does not make up a significant
police. I don't even know how many Capitol Police were at the Capitol.
The issue is that they fell back because they knew they couldn't perform or the steps of the Capitol. From there, because if you that's really loud. Escalation.
First of all, it was already violent because they broke
invading
in.
the Capitol is violent.
That's already violent. They're all trespassing. Number one. Number two, I don't even know if Trump had sent his whole audience there yet.
Okay. And in situation, and also keep in mind that I am also responsible for protecting Congress people who are trying to flee the building.
That are the priority, by the way. Yes.
Pelosi, including certainly the priority is to protect them.
Obviously, we know that the Secret Service also protect congressmen. So we don't need to have no coordination between the Secret Service.
So the police officers don't have to. That's not the priority.
That's how I said. Don't ask a dumb question when I didn't say it. Okay. Again, the police have training and they have procedures on how to handle situations like this. Pretending they don't is dishonest.
What were they supposed to do?
Funnel people as they capture them.
You can't do that when there are thousands and thousands. He made another claim about Maga things. Link in the video. I don't remember. I watched so much video of this. The problem is I can't keep track of every single bullshit conspiracy you guys make up to try to sweep for this. The people came in. Okay, wait. Here, let's watch this. Here, okay. I'm posting this in the flock. Let's all watch this one together. Okay.
Says in the flock.
Yeah. Let me know when we've got it open. We'll start at the same time. Okay. Yard.
I'm technologically incompetent. I'm sorry.
Wait, this is not right. Fuck. Is it 15 minutes? Okay. We all have it open.
Okay. The steps of that third line
4:33:41
fell before the windows were shattered and people started trickling in. People that came in still cannot open the doors because they are magnetically sealed.
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
Okay, here's a more specific.
Okay, walk me through what it looks like to arrest the first 100 people, and now you have 40 officers left.
Okay, so my issue with your statement is that you're generalizing the entirety of the situation. Okay. The steps of that third line fell before the windows were shattered and people started trickling in. People that came in still cannot open the doors because they are magnetically sealed. Okay? No matter how much people that came in still cannot open the doors because they are magnetically sealed. And people started trickling in. People that came in still cannot open the doors.
Oh, so he was wrong about this claim too. People that came in, trickling in, could not open the doors because of the maglock. So he was shown to be wrong on that claim. That was just wrong.
Because they are magnetically sealed. Okay? No matter how much, no matter how much they push on that fucking door handle, it will not open because it is maglocked.
No matter how much they push, it will not open. No matter how much they push, it will not open. Okay.
Okay? The entire Capitol is designed to be held by the Capitol Police with the amount of people that they have.
That is absolutely not true. You're just making shit up.
Not
You're fucking retarded.
No, you're pretending 1,000 people can rush you. Oh my God. Hold on. Hey, Grable, shut the fuck up.
Doesn't mean argument.
You're pretending 1,000 people can rush you.
Hold on. Doesn't mean.
You're just fucking wrong and you're coping here. 1,000 people can rush to a fucking window. You don't need to arrest 1,000 fucking people. You just need to hold the fucking window that they broke into. You can hold the line.
So I do recall seeing that first video. It was shot from like above, and the person jumps through the window and then like runs around a bit, and no one arrests him. Then he opens the door, and then more people come in.
No. He didn't open the door. He pointed at the door at the camera, pointing for them to open it.
And he opens the door, and then more people come in.
No. He didn't open the door.
He didn't open the door.
Pointed at the door at the camera, pointing for them to open it.
He pointed at the door at the camera for them to open it.
Somebody has to unlock the maglock on it.
Somebody has to unlock the maglock on it.
You cannot just open the door. That's why you failed to do it.
So wait, hold on. Are you?
You cannot just open the door. That's why he failed to do it.
Saying that the person who they broke the window with the riot shield, jumped in, pointed at the Capitol Police, opened the door, and then the police did it?
No, that's the entire reason why the AG report is very important.
Pointed at the Capitol Police, opened the door, and then the police did it?
No, that's the entire reason why the AG report is very important.
Oh, and that's an even stronger claim. That's the entire reason why the AG report is important.
Who the fuck that was?
So there's like one plant in the Capitol Police that opened the door.
You can ask that question. It doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know if it's a plant or not. Somebody who unlocked the maglock.
Someone sympathetic to them. Yeah, open the door.
Yeah, open the door. That person should be arrested.
Somebody.
Whoever the Capitol Police that did that should be arrested and charged with aiding and abetting the rioters.
I have to go back and watch.
Yeah, I'm looking at my notes now. He said this is just another lie to try to say that it was a Fedsurrection. Oh my God, it was a lie. I'm so good. And all that shit. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a Fedsurrection. It could be somebody that was sympathetic to the rioters. You can keep trying to pay me, but it's not going to work.
Hold on, Ernest. I just want to.
Can you lay out what exactly it is that you wanted the police officers to do with their 140 people?
What does that have to do with it?
But yeah, immediately shuffled out Nancy Pelosi, immediately shuffled out Mike Pence, immediately shuffled out all of the major people. Why? Because ensuring the security of those people is their priority. Their priority is not.
Okay, hold on.
No one breaks the sanctity
just real quick. Just real quick. I'll ask Destiny if it will be helpful to him. I have a man who sent me his credentials. He has experience in counterintelligence and these things. Would that be helpful to have here or not?
He stated that his insider threat awareness challenge is something that is a credited certification. I don't know how
counterintelligence and insider threat awareness.
Yeah, insider threat awareness is a yearly certification that everybody does.
Okay, and you cited having a TSSCI clearance as something that gave you the ability to talk about secure areas.
Yeah, because I interact with Madlock doors is why I pointed that out.
So do janitors.
Okay, and
again, I'm just.
I'm not a janitor. I'm not going to point out being a janitor as my experience with Madlock.
I'm just asking if this is something that would help the conversation.
If you want to have him come in, he can, but there's no reason for him to be in here because every single thing he says that agrees with me, this guy's just going to say he doesn't know what he's talking about. So
okay, fair enough. I'm just here because you guys are still going, and I'm going to milk you for content. So
sure. So I'm just looking at some of these statements. So when you said that people came into the Capitol building, they were trickling in, but they couldn't get in because of the maglock, you acknowledge now that statement was wrong. The first door was kicked open and it wasn't maglocked, right?
Sure. Okay. Oh, well, I don't know what that. Hold on, to be clear, I don't know if that was the first door. I've seen a video of them kicking open a door.
It was the first door. You can go back and look at it if you want.
Okay, that's what I'm just saying is I don't know.
Sure. When you said he didn't open the door, he pointed at the door and then he looked at the camera and then he waited for somebody to open it and somebody had to unlock the maglock on it and that you can't just open the door and that's why he failed to do that. All those statements were incorrect, right?
Correct.
Okay. When you said, now I'm curious, you said the entire reason why the AG report is so important is so that we know who that person was. What were you referring to there?
Okay, if that person was, so we're going off of my recollection of a video I saw 4 years ago.
No. So, to be clear, you keep saying this. I'm not going off your recollection of the video. I'm going off the impression you had of what needed to be done about it.
Why are you going to ask me a question if you're not going to let me answer?
Why you can answer? I just don't lie about what I said.
Don't try to imply something.
Then don't lie about what I said. Just don't lie about what I said.
I'm not lying. Okay. I'm saying is that look, throughout this conversation, I kept telling you I'm recollecting an event that took place 4 years ago and what I remember happened in the video. And then when presented the video, I go, okay, yeah, that doesn't look like what it is.
Then why do you have the impression that this is the entire reason why the AG report is important?
That isn't why the entire reason why the AG important.
That's what you said. The entire reason why the AG report is important is so that we know who that person was. You said somebody sympathetic to them opened that door and whoever did that should be arrested for aiding and abetting the rioters.
Sure, under that interpretation, but that isn't the only reason. It's not the sole reason. I know we like to take, I know people like myself take some flourishes with their language, but if I know I was going to get grilled and fucking deep dive into every word I said, I would have been slightly more careful. I know you're not going to give me that charitability, but I'm just going to say it anyway.
Okay, well, you should pair your convictions because I said at the beginning of this, on the outset of this, I said, I think you're lying. And you said, no, I'm not. I'm security, blah, blah, blah. And you were lying. Okay. You were wrong about every single part of this.
Hold on. Mm-hmm. Why is it always that I have to be lying to you, Destiny?
Because you did not watch this video footage and come to the conclusion you have now. You read these conclusions in a tweet or you got them from a YouTube video.
No. Mm-hmm. You don't know where I got it. I fucking watched this video because it appeared on fucking YouTube of the fucking Capitol being broken in. Everybody was posting this shit everywhere. I don't have to get it from a fucking tweet. Tweet. And I didn't get it from a tweet. I watched it from fucking YouTube compilation of everybody breaking into the fucking Capitol. I know you want it to be where I'm lying because you want to disregard everything and my opinion because you want it to seem like I'm a dishonest actor in your opinion because you need that to be the case.
Okay, so then you came to a completely incorrect and retarded conclusion all on your own?
Yes, just
so happened to be the exact same conclusion that the Proud Boys' defense in court was?
Hold on, no. What?
This happened to be in lockstep.
I'm sorry, it was the Oath Keepers, I think, that was also spreading this name, not the Proud Boys.
I didn't fucking watch that.
Okay, that's fine. So you came to the absolute wrong conclusion based on watching pretty easy to look at video evidence. We all just watched it. It's pretty simple. You came to the totally wrong conclusion.
Wrong conclusion about the fucking election. What does that mean? It doesn't mean people
wrong
lying.
Conclusion about the election? What do you mean?
Yeah,
what?
You predicted an entirely wrong outcome for everything.
First of all, number one, even if what you were saying was true, predictions are not the same as looking at something that happened. Number two, I always predicted that it was going to be a close election, so you're not even right on my prediction.
You constantly predicted that you were going to win. But
that's not true. You know that, like, why are you so confident?
You were hoping the entire night, saying that Pennsylvania was a lock-in and that it was going to go Kamala. And that is why XQC bet $700,000 on her that she was going to win. Don't try to lie to me here. People can be
Artemis,
wrong with how they do things.
Artemis, I don't think you're a liar. I think you're just really wrong on this.
Yes, I was wrong about recollecting events that happened 4 years ago.
It's not.
Hold on, quick. Just real quick.
It's specifically something.
Hold on, let Dev go. Let Dev go.
Hey, wait. In general, can somebody real quick? Can somebody read these logs? What does that say in the general thing, under the flock?
Let's see.
XQC, XQC, who's winning? Tell me. I'm putting a bet on Kamala. How safe is that? Probably 80% safe, right? Probably 65% safe is what Destiny says. I don't know about 80%. So 65% safe to bet on Kamala is what your prediction was.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's at 100, but all right.
I didn't say 100. He said to bet on Kamala.
You said 65% doesn't mean that he's guaranteed to be a fucking liar because he thought there was a 65% chance and turns out that 35% happened. What are you talking about?
Okay, I could say 51-49. It doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah,
you can throw a number at any. You can throw a percentage number. I don't fucking care. Quibble. You're dumb. I don't need to listen to you.
There's a 2/3 chance that something's going to happen, and then it doesn't happen. Does that mean that I'm a liar because I guessed that it was probably going to happen with a 2/3?
Hold on. My statement was people can be wrong based on what they've seen. The statement is from Destiny. The difference is that I'm a liar for being wrong.
The difference is that saying this for sure happened versus Steven saying, hey, I think there's a 2/3 chance of this happening vaguely if I'm just spitballing here. Those are not the same thing.
It's actually worse because I have to go off of memory for something that happened 4 years ago.
Well, this is
worse.
Artemis. Well, see, this is what I mean.
You don't have to go off of memory. You could just say,
I did because I wasn't expecting it exactly to have to bring up.
You could say, I'm actually not 100% sure. Let's look at some video and then I'll make a conclusion after I look at the video.
Nobody actually talks like that. I don't know why you're saying that.
Actually, that's not true. We all, I do that all the fucking time. What are you talking about?
Destiny, you're a political fucking hack job. I don't care what
you say that, and I have destroyed you. You've gotten destroyed at every single microsecond of this conversation. You've been really name one thing I was wrong about. What's one thing I've been incorrect about in this whole conversation? One thing.
Okay, we're gonna go with the specific conversation where you relied on everybody else to dig up the information for you.
I'm literally the one going through everything here. What are you talking about?
No. The issue being is that you asked me about an opinion about a member of seeing a video from 4 years ago. You then try to hold me to an opinion about a video I saw 4 years ago, and then you're now trying to burn me because of that.
It's okay.
It doesn't make sense.
You're wrong sometimes, Artemis. So you understand.
I've already said that. But the issue is he wants to. Okay. The issue is he wants to paint me as a liar, so he doesn't have to do anything with that.
Well, hold on.
Wait. Can I ask a question? You mentioned these maglocks. Are maglocks even required to be on skiff doors?
For skiffs, no.
Wait,
then why the fuck are you even bringing up anything having to do with skiffs at all?
Because skiffs have 3 different ways of locking. There's magnetic, there's the rotating tumbler lock, and then there's the key code lock. Those are all utilized to lock the door. There's an inner door, outer door skiff sometimes. I'm mentioning them because skiffs have these in them. They don't have to have maglocks.
Then why did you ever bring up anything having to do with TSSCI or skiffs at all when it has literally nothing to do with...
Because it's part of what I've experienced with maglocks. I'm bringing up my interaction with Maglocks. I don't know why this is not getting through to you. I'm recollecting things I have worked with.
Is it perhaps the case, though, that the Maglocks or whatever security system they have placed at the Capitol might work differently than the ones you're familiar with?
Yes.
Okay.
So, it doesn't. So the issue is that Destiny is trying to paint me as just a liar, a MAGA cultist. That's all he's trying to do here.
Well, because you just keep saying things that are wrong.
Really, just being wrong about a specific event, and then the conversation going forward from that event, like asking all the questions that I had interpreted from that event, is I'm going to be wrong because I was wrong about the initial event.
Okay.
So calling me a liar all the time through that doesn't mean anything to me.
Okay. So this is, I guess I'm explaining for the audience now, right? Because obviously you know that you're just lying.
No,
okay?
no. You are now here just doing some bullshit.
Yeah. So the
Always
issue.
do this with everybody you trying to disregard.
Keep saying that. Keep saying that too. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So the issue.
This is what you do. This is your
Yeah.
Okay.
So the issue isn't the fact that you are misrecollecting things. The issue is the impression that's been left with you. If somebody were to say, "Oh, I remember John kicking Jane, and that's why John deserved to get beat the shit out of," and then we go back and we watch the video and we see that John didn't kick Jane, he punched Jane or something, then we're like, "Oh, okay, he missed that fact or whatever." But that doesn't change the underlying conclusion. But if you say John absolutely deserved to get the shit beat out of him, I remember when he hit Jane, and we go back and we look at the video and we find out that it was like Jane that actually like threw a baseball at John, and then everybody went and beat the shit out of him. Well, now I'm curious, how do you have that impression? How were you left with the impression that John deserved to have the shit beat out of him, that the AG report was essential for clarifying who let these people into the building, that somebody needed to be held accountable, that Maclock doors couldn't be opened from the inside? How do you have all these strong impressions when all of the evidence is pointing to the contrary? And I have no idea how you could ever come to any of those conclusions.
Okay. It's really fucking simple. When I have a view of somebody breaking into a Capitol building, and I've been to the Capitol building, I've seen the maglocks on doors. I understand how maglocks work. I've been there. I then go, okay, well, the rioters should obviously be fucking charged. I don't know how they got into the building in this way and fashion. It doesn't make sense to me that all of this failures all lined up all at once. I want to see what else could have been the case.
So when you went to the Capitol building, did you see the sign?
No, I just walked around the rotunda. Why?
The sign that said that you can. Well, wait. So you went to the physical building because you were so interested how they could have gotten out, and you somehow missed the sign that says "Wait 15 seconds and the door will open."
Well, yeah, because I'm not. Do you think I actively look for signs? That doesn't make sense.
I mean, Jabal and Bowman didn't.
I'm there to look at the Capitol, like fucking art and stuff. Like, well, not art, but like the architecture and everything else. Like, just noticing the doors have maglocks is like something I'm going to pass by. I'm not looking for a sign.
I thought you said you literally went there to see how they broke in. Wouldn't signage that tells you how to get through doors be important?
What? No. I would have to know that signage was there in the first place to go look for it.
It was right in front of the door. You said you looked at the maglocks on the door.
Not on that specific door. I looked at maglocks in the doors of the fucking Capitol.
is literally one of the most important entry points of the whole Capitol riots.
Yeah, well,
so you didn't look at those doors at all?
Hold on. Is it?
Yes, there's video footage of all of the Oathbreakers and the Proud Boys moving in and out of this location. Yes, multiple.
I don't care about them. They can be charged. But the issue being is that I'm not focused on that aspect of it.
What were you focused on?
Touring. It's the fucking Capitol. I've been to a lot of the museums.
So then it's not.
So then you weren't there on a security tour. You just wanted to go look at the artwork.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. I'm not. Hold on. What is a security tour? I passed by the door. Saw maglocks on them. I go, oh, hey, these are doors of the Capitol building. And I look and see if there's maglocks. I don't understand how this is an issue. I don't understand. Like, I'm not going to look for a fucking sign.
Then why would you ever cite this as, well, I've been there and I saw this so confidently?
Because I was there and I saw this.
But all of your conclusions stemming from it were wrong.
Hold on.
Well, let me try this. Which conclusion do you think you've made tonight, Artemis, from the conversations that you think was correct?
Correct that the quick reaction forces of the police inside the building didn't try to stemmy the flow of people coming in through the window, which led to more people building up inside the hallways and could force their way.
Because that's not their primary goal. Their primary goal was to protect the people, not make sure that no glass was shattered.
Okay, I don't. Okay, whatever. But yeah, that's my thing. Is that was my primary issue? Is that there was a failure of quick reaction to try to slow down the impeding people coming in.
So do you think they should have like gone to the windows and kind of put their shields up and shield walled it or something? Like
So the issue is that their people only had like fucking spray canisters of fucking tear gas. Like when you're dealing with potential rioting, you'll have a lot more people with actual pepper ball guns and stuff like that to push back people trying to break in. I mean, they had them on the outside. I don't know where they went for the inside.
Wasn't there a scene where the officers literally tried to do this and a guy was getting like crushed in a door as they were trying to push the people back?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yes, there is a video.
Yes, there is actually, and I think I'll post it down in that room.
I don't know. Because
Dev,
now
you
I have to go off of. The big issue is that doesn't. Hold on. To be clear, I don't have a recollection of it, and even then, now that I'm having this issue with the door thing, I have to now assume that my recollection isn't quite right. So now I don't know.
Okay, let's look at I linked a video. Let's look at this.
Okay.
It's 1 minute 56 seconds. I linked it in the general chat. I'll link it again.
I'm sorry, what timestamp are we looking at this at?
It's 1 minute 56 seconds, so we can watch it real fast, okay?
Just watch the whole thing? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute this and I'm gonna listen to it 1x speed, okay? 1 sec.
On me, boy. Just go home, okay? You see me. Just go home. Talk to your buddy and go home. Don't try to use that stick on me. I'm not hurting you. Hey, you.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so this is after I think the riot police had already shown up. So they should have just done this strategy at every single doorway? You think they could have held?
No. The issue is that it wasn't nearly at every doorway at that point in time. This is like the issue we're having is that when they break into the windows, they could easily have stemmied and stopped it and pulled them back.
But what would have happened as soon as a couple thousand... You understand there were tens of thousands of people here.
Sure.
So maybe they could have arrested a couple, but do you understand how compromised their position would be if they were at the front lines doing this and then like people started to run through and now they have nothing behind them to protect any of the people in the actual building, like the congressman?
But that's the issue. Anyway, the issue being is that the four officers you saw in the video of the guy breaking into the window, instead of charging him and spraying their thing, they ran away. Which I can understand why they would do that.
They were falling back because they have to
hold back to another position where they could hold better. Yes.
Hold on.
That's
I can understand. there was one guy who's currently breaking in. There was one guy that could have been stopped.
There wasn't. There were 1,000 people right outside.
Outside, yes. They're not going to all flood through at once.
Can we like lay out what this crowd control would look like from your perspective? So there are thousands of people pushing and screaming and all pushing into one direction, right?
Into the window,
in the context,
right?
Even just in the context of like Black Friday, right? Okay. People die all the time as a result of like Black Friday. People are trying to get into Macy's and shit, right? So if you actually had locked it down there, even if you had managed to do that, which obviously would have been incredibly difficult, but even if you had managed to do that, wouldn't that have resulted in like literally people getting trampled and dying as a result of it? Many people.
Okay, so the issue being is that statement has nothing to do with the guy at the window. It could be applied. It could apply to other areas.
There are thousands of people.
Hold on. There's not 1,000 people pushing through the guy at the window. I don't know why we're saying that.
At that point, there were people who were pushing and they were like shoving and trying to get into the building. And at that point, managing to like knocking down that location, even if you managed to do that.
If you believe 1,000 people are exerting force on that one window, there's no way I can even have this.
Not 1,000 people directly on the window.
Okay, what are we talking about?
Pushing on the window.
Okay, hold on. Okay, Artemis.
10? What are we talking here?
Go ahead, Dev.
The question is, from a crowd control perspective, what's your valve? Like, what's your release valve on the pressure that is building on that point?
The point is to rush it, reinforce it, and then have other people grab stuff to.
I'm asking, what's the pressure? What's the release valve? Like, how are you managing to ensure that innocent grandparents are not like trampled as a result of what you're describing?
Or just forget it. Assume like, okay, one person comes through and you arrest them, fine.
Yep.
Second person comes through, you arrest them, fine. You do this for 20 times. Now what do you do?
That's going to work. That's not how it's going to work. They're going to charge the fucking window. People are going to put stuff in between them and the people outside holding the window. They're not just going to keep letting people infinitely come through and infinitely aggress, like you said.
The windows had gotten
stuff through. Wait. They're put
put stuff in front of the window and barricade it.
They have barricade materials for every window now?
They did barricade places later on after they fell back to places where they thought they could.
With nothing.
And you saw places where they decided to
wait, don't do that.
That's what they thought.
Hold on. Wait, you can't say that because they don't have anything in the Capitol building to barricade anything with. That's what is being implied here.
The chamber
couldn't do that.
Not barricaded.
Because they don't. They probably don't. I don't think the Capitol built. This is the capital of the United States of America. It's probably not meant to be invaded by 50,000 people. That's not how we build defense in the United States of America. That's not really how it works here.
And you don't barricade after the place is breached. You barricade before it's breached. It had been breached. They had no time to barricade.
I don't know why you guys are making a statement as if I'm not going to agree with that at all. I don't even. You're arguing something I'm not contradicting here. The issue being is how do they react?
Stop them there, but there was no way that they could stop them there at that point.
No, there is an easy way to stop them there. They rush it with force. I don't know where they did. I don't know where all the rioting or the riot police with the pepper spray balls and everything else went. Maybe they went to the front door here where they were blocking everything and reinforcing that position. But it's obviously that the other police officers in the Capitol were woefully unprepared for the situation.
Yes, there weren't enough people there. Yes.
We agree. There were 140 people against 50,000. Yes.
Not even. Hold on. It's not even manpower issue alone, but that is the case. They didn't even have equipment ready for that. The person sprayed a fucking
because they didn't expect this to happen. No one expected that Trump was going to tell them to go towards the Capitol.
Yeah, they didn't have the manpower. Artemis, they didn't have the manpower to guard that large of a perimeter, so they kept falling back and falling back and falling back till they got to a perimeter size that they felt that they could defend. Right?
Like there are major protests outside of the Capitol regularly, all the time. But the difference is that the leadership of those protests regularly managed to go through an entirely peaceful afternoon where they have 50,000, 60,000, 100,000 people hanging out in D.C. and they don't manage to just like say, hey, let's go invade the Capitol. Obviously, they're not prepared to have a bunch of people invading the Capitol just because there happens to be an event happening outside.
I'm going to ask Destiny this because he's going to agree. Destiny, was the Trump Republicans and the MAGA crowd and the politicians making references to being almost akin to stochastically getting people to go to the Capitol and expect violence?
Was
stochastically or whatever.
I don't know. Wait, what are you asking? Were they
for months? Well, not months, but the December, January, up until January, were they constantly invoking people to go to the rally at the Capitol
for at least a couple weeks beforehand?
Yeah.
There was going to be a big January 6th event. Yes.
So, do you think the Capitol Police would have possibly understood that there could be violence at the Capitol building because of that?
Yes.
Okay. So my issue being is that there isn't just out of the blue.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I got to correct because I didn't. You're doing the bad faith thing. Yeah. So it wasn't a matter of were they prepared for violence or not. Clearly, they were prepared for violence. The question is, were they prepared for 50,000 people to show up to overwhelm the Capitol? The answer for that is no.
No. But that's the issues that Quibbly is asking me. How it is that peaceful protest would can be handled with no education. But there's obviously there were indicators of there going to be possible violence. I don't know.
Yeah, there were indicators about violence.
Hold on. The scale of it's in. Hold on. Stop. Quibbles, please. Please, my God, Quibbles. I will mute you if I have to. Okay. Here it is, Artemis. The scale of it was unexpected. They were prepared for some violence, but the amount of violence that they had, they did not have the manpower for. They did not have the equipment for. They were caught with their pants down, literally. And so they made the choices they thought were the best in the situation, which involved, again, not trying to make a stand in a place where they could not hold. There was no. We have videos of them using furniture to block the doors in on the House floor, right? We have videos of them moving people out of the House, or the politicians out because they didn't know if they could stop this from happening, right?
Okay, let's also just be crystal clear before we move on. It's also true that not only were they successful in managing to protect everyone in the Congress, they also were so successful that they managed to get the total death toll significantly lower than the average soccer game in the European Union, right? This was an incredibly good job by them in terms of actually reducing the number of people who died. The way that you're describing trying to make these chokeholds so that there would have been thousands of people pushing against each other in order to force a door open, that would have made it significantly more deadly of an occurrence, obviously.
I don't know if you could even.
It is delusional not to believe that.
I don't know how those 3 or 4 people.
Have there be exit valves for a massive number of thousands of people pushing against each other. If there's no exit valve, obviously more people are going to die. That's just how. This is like a Travis Scott concert. This is just anyone knows this if you've spent more than 15 minutes thinking about how the movement of people functions.
Yeah, I think you're just coming up with odd things to say that aren't particularly relevant.
No, that is directly what you're describing is that you want to have there be no exit valve for the people who were pushing to try to get into the Capitol, right? So their job is number one priority is for sure to ensure that all of the members of Congress are protected successfully.
Okay.
They did that perfectly with 100% success.
I got a question for you.
Their number 2 priority is to ensure that the people who are trying to get into the Capitol also don't die at mass scale. Thankfully, they did an incredibly good job of both of those things.
Okay, I'm just going to ask, do you think that if they would have rushed those windows, held it for maybe 30 minutes longer, that all of the people
would have been stampeded? Yeah, I do think that.
Why don't you let me ask the question?
Let him
come up with some weird shit.
Okay.
Do you think that the people in the Senate chamber and the House would have been able to successfully evacuate more had they held those positions just a little
bit? They already got a perfect evacuation. What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
Perfectly.
No, they didn't.
Every single person in Congress was evacuated successfully into a secure location, albeit not all off-site locations, but secure locations of which they have multiple inside the Capitol because it's the Capitol. It's not all the kinds of parts where you walk around and look at stuff. Right?
You're just saying things now. No, if they had held the doors and the windows for a little bit longer, people could have actually evacuated to the underground tunnels. All of the politicians instead of just having them stuck in the Senate chamber with nowhere to go.
Just as a quick thing. Hold on, wait.
To go?
Just as a really quick thing. Okay, I'm sorry. Listen, Quibbles, we fought earlier. Okay, I love fighting with you. Okay, it's fun fighting with you. Okay, Artemis Fowl is doing some insane amounts of crazy making. You keep acting like Quibbles is saying these completely and totally ridiculous things when everything he's saying is perfectly rational. When he's talking about, and again, if you knew, they're completely relevant because you keep talking about security and riot police. If you knew anything about this, everything he's saying is like very obvious, right? You're looking for a pressure release when you're trying to do things with rioters. At night, usually it's just time. That's your biggest pressure release. As riots go on, you shoo them down alleys, you shoo them to different areas, and eventually it gets really late, gets in the hours when people get tired and they go home. When you have a mounting situation that's getting more and more chaotic and more people are showing up, the idea of fighting at a window doesn't really make any sense. They obviously don't have the manpower to hold every single external access point like that, or else they probably would.
Okay, so what do you think the Capitol Police believe the targets of the rioters were?
Probably the congressmen, probably the Congress people. Maybe that's going to be probably the priority to protect.
Correct. So the what I would think they would do is prioritize the evacuation of the Congress people, the target of the riot, and try to buy as much time to successfully and fully do that out of the building.
Sure. Wait. Why do you tighten a perimeter? Why do you make a perimeter smaller?
It's an obvious question. What are you going towards?
Because clearly you're not understanding. So I'm curious. Why do you have a tighter perimeter?
Okay. To pull back so you can defend it easier.
Why is it easier to defend?
We already know this. Keep going. Because you can consolidate manpower and density.
Correct. Yes. Manpower and density. It's not as porous. Yes. Why would you assume that the Capitol Police had the manpower to have 10 people ready at every single window that could be a point of access?
You don't need 10 people. You don't need 10 people.
How many do you need?
There was 3 or 4 people there. They could have immobilized. Well, not immobilized.
Did you watch the video that we
wait, hold on. I'm so sorry. Because it's just it's such an obvious thing, right? So let's assume that you could do it with 3 or 4 people, which is probably not true. But let's assume you could. Okay. If you have 3 or 4 people at every single access point or at all the potential break-in points at your outer perimeter, what happens if they break through one of those points?
You fall back to the hallway.
No, you've lost at that point. It's over. If your outer perimeter gets broken and you've thrown away every single part of your interior to overstaff all of the outer parts of your perimeter, it's over at that point. They could rush your congressman. They could just run right in.
That's why you have reserve.
Totally. The Secret Service, whose job is not to guard the outer perimeter, are just going to sit by and let them just gang rape the fuck out of the politicians. You're right.
The Secret Service.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. There are multiple objectives during riot control. One of the biggest objectives is to minimize how many people are dying. Technically, every SWAT team in the entire United States could stop 100 men, could stop 10,000 rioters trivially. But we just don't typically want our police officers to be spraying, AR-15s or
blowing them down in
the
streets.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do. The Secret Service could just stop them, immobilize them, do whatever they need.
How can they just wait? Do you know how the Secret Service stopped somebody before when they were breaking in?
Yeah, probably shooting.
They did. They shot and they killed her, Ashley Babbitt. Yes. Is that what we want? Do we want our outer perimeter to get breached where we've focused all of our people now, and now the Secret Service is just in an open fucking fire fest with protesters running in?
My main issue is that you're setting up an issue where there's no coordination between the Secret Service and the police for a eventuality like that. And I don't agree that is the case. There will be some coordination, but their goals are not necessarily the same.
The Secret Service are assigned to particular politicians, and that is their only protective order. That's it. Capitol Police I don't even know if it goes up the same chain of command or if they even have strong coordination between those two groups. I don't believe they do. I feel like I read that in the full J6 report, that there was some, because they were asking, can you help this or whatever? And the Secret Service are like, we're here to protect these people. That's all we do. We don't do anything else.
The politicians. This is why I don't think that they would get to the politicians like that.
Secret Service are not there to fight off crowds of dozens or hundreds of protesters or thousands of.
Yeah, if the Secret Service had to fire off into the crowd, that's a fail state. Everyone has failed at their job.
Like Ashley Babbitt was a fail state. Ashley Babbitt was a failure, right? That was a failure in outer perimeter holding. And you assume that they could have had even more people dedicated to it? They had to shoot and kill somebody.
The issue being is that you're asking me about a failure in outer perimeter like 10, 20, 30 minutes after the outer perimeter had failed. That's what you're asking me. But the density of actual rioters are so great that they're overpowering the people inside. Where I'm saying is that they could have resolved that problem before it got to that density.
And that's offered with no evidence, with no reasonable way for that to happen, with absolutely zero, with you being wrong about every single underlying claim you've made about every single part of this.
Yes, that definitely has everything to do. The question about the video has everything to do with how somebody could resolve an issue with the window. Yes, I understand. The guy that was kicking the window open, kicking the door open. That guy would have definitely kicked that door open.
Okay, well, tell me, because I think there was I could be wrong then. I think there was a duty report. There was a Secret Service report that we read, and there was the entire.
How are we going to talk about? How are we going to talk about a possibility and being right or wrong about a possibility that didn't take place?
Well, sure. Yeah, so now I'm asking you, right? So there were a ton of reports that were written by different government agencies about this. Is there a single mention in any of these that this is what the training should have prepared them for? That they should have ran towards the window with groups of people? A single reference to that anywhere?
So here's the issue. You're asking me this, knowing full well I don't have the infinite amount of time for you, like you do, to sit around reading the shit.
So you're making it up. So you just made this up.
Hold on. What you're asking me about a fucking hypothetical? You're asking me to shut the fuck up. Yeah. Hold on. I'm just gonna ignore you, Quibble, at this point. The issue is you're asking me about a hypothetical, about a report that you have the luxury and time of reading that I now cannot. I'm
just curious where you got the opinion from. Then where'd you get this idea that they should have ran towards the window with 3 or 4 people?
Because that's how you plug a gap in a line.
Really? Where? Show me evidence of this. Anywhere. Where have you seen this from? Or where do you get this idea from? Just give me one riot, one situation where 4 officers have ran towards the door and 150 officers were able to hold off 1,000, 10,000, 50,000 people.
I don't know why we're doing this. You keep bringing up 150.
You have nothing.
You keep doing
You're a liar.
Every time.
You watch too many movies. You have no evidence to support anything. You call me a political. You earlier you said that I was bad faith, and now you're accusing me of being a research nerd. You said earlier that I don't do any reading on this. I don't know what I'm talking about. And now you're saying you have the luxury of reading everything. You're saying that I'm making bad faith attacks, and you will give me a single source for anything you're saying, and for every particular claim you've made. They've all been wrong. They've all been wrong. They've all been lies. I haven't been wrong. I haven't been wrong about a single thing.
All you did.
Even when I asked you how I was wrong, you claimed I was being bad faith. To ask you how I was incorrect about something, you said that was me being bad faith.
Because you're asking me about a hypothetical of an eventuality.
No, I'm not. I'm asking you about a training procedure that you say everybody should be going through, and I'm curious what the source for that is.
Wick, got a question for you.
Huh? What?
What was your job in the military again?
I was a cryptolinguist for 3 years, and then 3 years
you're not very useful. I would have to ask somebody who's been like a fucking MP or something.
No, I wasn't a sec fellow. I'm not a bullet sponge.
Why do you think talking to an MP would help you here?
There's having a fob.
Or just so you know, whatever he said his job is, he's fucking lying. He's the lowliest fucking government bullshit contract worker.
All you want to do is do these dumbass debate tactics.
He is absolutely lying. Okay, just so you know.
You're just being great cringe debate tactic nerd, and you're just getting heated, and you're going to lie through your fucking teeth because you think you're going to win. This is all you ever do, Destiny.
Well, when I'm right about everything, it's pretty easy to say I'm going to win.
No, it's not really.
Are there just curious, are there any MPs listening in Wick's fucking
I will pull
channel?
you in. Look, if you are an MP, or hold on, if you've been an MP,
it doesn't have to be an MP. It can just be
someone who worked in security in the military, jump in my backstage right now. I will pull you in.
Hey, Destiny, I'm gonna let you in. What's gonna happen? You're asking somebody who has an audience of 10,000 or whatever, 1,000 people, and all they're going to do is go, "Yeah, I can just say whatever I need to do." That's all it is. I'm not fucking doing that. He's bullshitting.
Remember, Rick, remember earlier when I told you that it wouldn't matter who you brought in because the reason why is because if they agreed with me, he would write them off. That's what he just did. You see how I predicted that? You see how I know that? Wait, you see how
I'm sorry. Artemis, it's such an obvious thing that would happen. Why the fuck wouldn't I point that out?
God, I'm so fucking good.
I know you're. I know.
I can write the whole script for you guys, dude.
I got a guy
who isn't part of. Hold on. Is it okay if they're not from Destiny's community? Would you trust that?
Because I can't. How am I supposed to prove that?
Well, if someone who's watched my stream a lot and in my stream a lot,
this might be the guy that opened the mag locks. You can't trust this dude.
I know a lot of people who don't like Destiny. I know a lot of people who don't like Destiny. If I can get one of them to come on, will you trust that?
Nothing he's saying.
We need to have proof that this person actively hates Steven. Until we have proof that this person actively hates Steven.
I don't know.
It's a completely unrelated thing that has nothing to do with it.
The issue is it doesn't matter because plugging a hole in a line is so fucking simple of a concept that anybody should be able to get it if they're not bad faith.
It's about, hold on, Artemis, though, it's about risk and reward. If you know you have a very thin line and you know if you fail to plug it and they breach it, it's game over, then you do what is less risky and you fall back to an easier place where you have a better percentage chance of actually holding the line, actually plugging the gap. You have to make these decisions in real time. They may not have always made the right decisions in these cases, but when you have a situation where you have thousands of people yelling, screaming, trying to break in, you make decisions. They thought, for whatever reason, that they could not hold it there. It looks like from the video that it would have been a bad idea to try to hold it there. So the trained people on the scene, on the ground, who were putting themselves at risk, made the decision to fall back to an easier defensible position. I do not fault them for that, and I don't know why you do.
I'm saying what I would have if I would have been in that position. That's what I would have done. So the issue, I would even make it easier for you. There could have been communication issues across the board because everybody's screaming, because there's rioters. Yeah, there's arguments, there's screaming across the radio at every level, and it would be impossible to get fucking reinforcements to that area to help. That would be an easier argument.
I have a question. Before we move forward, I have a question. Had they managed to stop anyone from getting into the Capitol, but a dozen people died, would that have been a better or worse result than what did happen?
It probably been a worse result. The issue being is that I would say that the buying a little bit more time to evacuate the target of animosity from an area, buying a little bit more time and then backing up and letting it through.
But they were able to get everyone into a secure situation by hunkering down in the Capitol with everyone except for the major people. Like Pence was already out, Pelosi was already out, and the few people who weren't the people who weren't out were just like normal Congress people.
How about
they
this?
also
Artemis.
were being defended, right?
Artemis, here's what I'm going to offer to you. Okay, Artemis, take all the time you need. Find someone that you.
I don't need to do this. It's irrelevant to the point I was making. That plugging a hole in a line is quintessentially easy for law enforcement. It's not a question that this is done all the time. Saying
saying it's done all the time because you have no examples, so don't say that. You're lying. You're lying.
Shut the fuck up.
You're lying. You're lying. Lying. That was a lie. Lie alert.
You're just being debate mode. You're gonna lie through your fucking teeth. I don't care.
You're lying. You just said a thing that
you're lying. You're lying to your fucking teeth.
Wait. How is it lying when you said this happens all the time? You have a single example.
You're telling me I'm lying right now.
Yes, I did. You are lying. Yes.
You're lying because you're fucking lying. That you tell me I'm lying. I'm stating it's infinitely easy to understand that if you have a hole in a line, you try to plug it with manpower. That's not a thing I need to go grab externally for. It's an obvious.
Now it's common sense.
I think they actually should have started 140 miles around it so that each had a mile of perimeter. That
they should just do that at the border. That's the border policy. We just need to plug the hole. We just need to put like 5 agents at every hole, and now we have no more illegal immigrants.
Exactly.
Yeah. Definitely.
It happens all the time. It happens all the time.
You know what? Maybe they should build like a wall that way they don't need to do that.
Oh, it didn't work for the Capitol building.
Maybe they should guard
the Capitol had walls.
Didn't the Capitol have walls, though?
And then plug that hole whenever they try to get through that weak point of entry.
Didn't they scale walls?
Yeah, didn't they climb over them for the Capitol? Yeah.
They climb over walls?
We need maglocks at the border.
This is all they're doing. All they're doing is arguing, trying to misrepresent it. That's all they're trying to do.
Someone change your name in Discord to Maglock Expert.
Yeah, sure.
Wait, hold on, Dev. Have I been wrong about a single thing that I've said?
Yes.
I don't think so. As far as I can tell.
Because he's accusing me of not holding a position I actually hold.
Wait, which position did I accuse you of holding that you don't actually hold?
You said I don't work for the government.
Yeah, you did say he was lying about his job.
He's a fucking liar.
Besides my personal accusations, okay, you're right. Okay, so besides my personal, and we can't prove one way or another. So besides my personal accusation that he's lying about his job, okay, have I lied about anything, or have I been wrong about anything that I've confronted him on?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
From what I can tell.
Because all you're doing is you're asking me an opinion, and then you're going through and digging up information.
Oh, do you want to ask me my opinion on any of this? Want to ask me my opinion on any of this? Any part of it? And we'll see if I fuck up as much as you do?
Well, there's one thing. There was one thing you were wrong. They did, in fact, smoke bomb themselves that one time. That was true.
No, I'm sure they did. I know there's video footage. But there's also footage of the protesters spray macing the cops. And I don't think they lost their position outside just because. I haven't seen video footage of that. But that was the first time that that third barricade or perimeter was broken was just because of that.
You want to keep going? I'm all here.
Well, I am kind of curious, Artemis.
How do I keep going?
Let Dev go, please. I want to hear what Dev says.
So the window's broken open, and you say they should plug the hole. Like, what do? Do they shove their shields up against it? Do they jump into the hole? Do they like bring some furniture from the offices? Like, what do they do?
Obviously, the person, but one, it seems like they weren't like properly equipped to handle a situation like that. Because they had the spray canister for pepper spray, but it doesn't look like any of the other ones people tried to help. All they did was run away while the other person was spraying them.
Wait, why are you saying they ran away? You mean that they withdrew to a tighter perimeter, right?
Withdrew.
You could say that there's a.
That's different. That's very different.
You describe this. You can describe it all you want. That's what they did.
So hold on.
You think running away and tightening a perimeter, that's the same thing. Okay.
Okay, we could just do what they strategically retreated to a perimeter.
There you go. That's fine, sure.
Okay, that's it. Doesn't change the action at the window.
Okay, so you think that they should not have retreated to a perimeter further back? You think they should have held their ground there?
Yeah, because the first guy was pepper sprayed in the face, and he was basically taken out of the interaction. While the second guy was still moving through the window, they should have plugged it and sprayed that guy too, and then sprayed anybody at that window. Okay,
but another thing that Quibbles brought up is that if they had done that might have led to more deaths outside because of the trampling. So, like,
they can't trample if they're already up against the wall. I mean, you could say that they just crush in and kill everybody.
That's literally what trample is. What are you talking about?
Hold up.
That's literally what trample is.
You're just screaming now. You're just fucking screaming it. It doesn't. Okay, so why weren't there hundreds of deaths? Hold on, why weren't there hundreds of deaths everywhere else?
Continuing in a direction?
Why weren't there hundreds of deaths all across the fucking perimeter of the Capitol?
Because they broke in through all across the perimeter of the Capitol.
Kept on slowly allowing release valves.
And people broke in all over the Capitol. What do you mean?
There were multiple points of failure.
There were multiple points.
Release valves weren't
they crushed? Why weren't they crushed up against the window before the guys were breaking in with their crowbars or whatever?
Because they had release valves. Because they were
what release? How is they?
At the very beginning, because people weren't that active at that beginning area. There were just people initially breaking in.
The issue with the release valve idea is that the rioters in those centralized locations have to be omniscient and know that there's other access points that have already been broken into.
What? Wait, say it again?
They would have to have known other parts of the Capitol were already broke. The rioters. Who the fuck else are we talking about?
There's two groups of people, so it could have been either one. Okay, the rioters didn't know what when?
So the rioters up against the next to the window, before they broke the fucking window and got in, why weren't they crushed up against the window? Your answer was because there's a release valve.
How long had they?
Hold on. You said that they had release valves in other locations.
Hold on, no. He's wrong when he said that. Wait, Quibble shouldn't have said that. No, wait. Those are the first people that got there. They got there and they immediately started breaking in. There wasn't a whole crowd of people.
Less than 20 seconds prior to breaking the window, I'm pretty sure. It had been very, very short period of time.
So here's what I'm gonna allow that to stand instead of just asking you to prove that. I'm just gonna let it stand. So sure, if that's the case, the issue is that there's hundreds of windows, and I'm sure not all of them are broken into.
But they did break multiple windows. Also, hold on. Okay, can we? I'm posting another video. Okay, this is the third line being broken. Okay.
Okay.
Where you're saying this in general again, I assume, right?
Yeah. Can you tell me? I'm sorry, actually, my timestamp is bad. Just go back to like 1522. Here.
1522?
I linked a new thing, okay? And then just start watching at 1x speed. Just watch for like a minute. And tell me at what point did the line fail here? This is the final one because they gassed themselves. I just want to see. Tell me when.
Just got pushed out.
It's over!
What time frame you said?
You better run, cops! You better fucking run!
What was the
title? The number of officers visible
I think it was
in this
1540,
video
right?
is approximately.
It's timestamped in my link.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is there a Canadian flag in there? What the hell?
85.
People are dumb.
Dev, where were you on January 6th?
See how fast the cops turn
Don't worry
around
about it.
once they fucking saw the numbers game.
Numbers
Glover
game?
declares an emergency. referred to as a 1033.
We lost the line! We lost the line! OMPD, pull back!
If the line broke, so they again retreated, reformed, or tried to, at least.
OMPD, come back to the upper deck! Upper deck! There's a 50 hit blank! 1033! I repeat, 1033 has found the Capitol! We've been taken, we lost the line!
We literally fought all the way back to those stairwells, and I mean, it took us a long time because you had to walk backwards, and you're engaging with these individuals.
Glover again calls for reinforcements.
There's a 50, still need reinforcements, upper deck! West front! Upper deck, west front! We cannot lose the upper deck!
1033, have all units respond to the system. Do what we're trained to do.
MPD officers were forced off the upper deck by 2:40 p.m., roughly an hour and a half after Glover and his officers arrived on the scene. Rioters flooded into the Capitol building.
Which part of this was them just gassing themselves, and that's why they lost the...
You're gonna pull a video from something I don't recognize, so now I have to go find an actual video for which I derived my opinion from.
Okay,
What do you mean actual video? Is that not actual video?
No, because I watched police body cam footage of the guy saying, "We gotta fall back. We're tear gassing ourselves."
He saw a tweet or he saw a YouTube video as part of like another like far right conservative thing where he says,
I guess.
No, you did. That's what you saw. You weren't. Yeah, because how are you unfamiliar with all of these things? How could you be unfamiliar with all of these parts of the event? And you've only seen like this hyper selective like amount of footage, just because you've been watching other media sources feed it to you. You haven't looked at any of this yourself.
Because I think that all of the rioters should have been prosecuted. That's why I didn't care too much to look into it.
It doesn't matter if you think they should have been prosecuted. You have no idea what actually happened.
Fixate on January 6th.
Because your opinions and ideas about all of it are completely fucking incorrect.
You brought it up.
Oh, what?
I'm pretty sure I brought it up actually.
Yeah. This okay. I'm gonna keep ignoring quibbles.
I thought it was.
No. So hold on. There was another video that I've seen. This wasn't the video, but there was a video where they had tear gassed themselves. But I don't believe that was the reason that the third line fell. I think it was just like a thing that happened, and it was like it wasn't a big deal, you know.
Okay. So again, I'm running off of things I've seen, on a topic that I mostly agreed that people should have been prosecuted for, and thinking January 6th for the rioters should be prosecuted. That is the end point of my caring about the topic. You're expecting me to then go in and deep dive as much apparently as you think everybody needs to, which is an objectively...
I don't think everyone needs to. I
think that's the issue here, is that I don't have perfect fucking knowledge, and we're god of gapping this fucking conversation.
I don't have strong takes on every single topic. Right?
Yeah.
It's perfectly legitimate to not have strong takes on every single topic. The difference is I didn't come into this with a strong position on it. You did, right?
No, you come in, you're here for the conversation because you want to get laughs and giggles. That's all you're here for this conversation for.
No, I didn't come in making a strong claim. You did come in making a strong claim. Turns out your strong claim was incorrect.
Hold on. The conversation I came in on was talking about Hunter Biden's fucking shit. I didn't start this conversation with talking about Jan 6 and the other shit. We were talking about Fruit of the Poisonous Tree and the issues with the Jan 6 committee.
Do you see how when you went back to Hunter Biden there, do you see how that's actually the smart thing to do? You tactically retreated from all of the holes in your argument because all of them are totally indefensible, and now you're trying to run all the way back to your like most defensible point.
No, I don't need to do that. I'm explaining where this came from. We can sit on this fucking conversation all night at this specific point. I don't care. I'm explaining that Quibbles is wrong about this. All we've done.
What was Quibbles wrong about? Wait, what's the single thing he said he's wrong about?
Let me talk. All we're doing is running down a line of dialogue until we find a specific topic that I don't know as much about, and then jamming everything into it. That is all you've been doing this entire time.
I just asked you broadly. We're talking about this because I asked you broadly what you disagreed about the J6 Commission, because you had so many horrible things to say about how it started.
You wanted to jail someone. Weren't you earlier saying you wanted to jail a member of the Capitol Guard?
Or whoever was involved in letting the protesters through the mag locks.
That's a pretty hardcore statement to say, given that there's been plenty of research into this, including by Congress itself, and none of them came to that conclusion. It is only you who are coming to that conclusion. That's a very strange.
But what's the most important thing? You said we need the AG report. What was the important thing that we need the AG report for? What AG report?
So I don't have to care about people when they say that there were feds in the crowd. So I can just ignore that conversation at that point.
Wait, what credible people have said that?
Why are we adding credible people into that statement?
Because that's how investigations work. What do you think a standard of evidence is?
No. So this is the issue. when I say I want to look at
something
that.
credible. That was actually the best statement you made all night.
No. Why would I care what? Hold on. That wasn't the fucking question. Okay. My statement was I can just ignore people when they talk about it, and you go, what credible people are talking about that? I'm not talking about the fucking witnesses. I'm talking about people asking or bringing up the conversation. And now you're giggling as if I said something I didn't. Because
I'm asking, what is the AG report for? And you're saying, so we need the AG report to disprove random tweets?
Why does it always go back to tweets with you?
Well, because you said it's not anybody credible. Random people in the crowd?
I have people on. I fucking talk to like literally everybody. I don't know why tweets are necessary for this.
Then what are we waiting for the AG report for?
I am. What is we?
Why are you waiting for an AG report? Which AG? Who are you even talking about?
To be clear, you're not waiting on anything.
No, wait, don't bail him out. What AG report? Who are you even talking about? What do we?
So there was the AG report about the fucking amount of informants and or human source contact or whatever else it was at the Capitol at that time. Because so many people have hung their hats on that being the reason the rioting started, I'm waiting for that to come out so that way we can finally put that to bed.
Really? Have you seen any credible evidence anywhere that suggests that it started because of informants or federal informants? Any videos, any articles, anything whatsoever, anywhere?
Okay, so I don't need. So we're asking about my opinion of what I've seen.
If you have
I haven't seen hardly anything of that.
If you have an
evidence,
I haven't seen anything of that.
So if you have an expectation for the Department of Justice to publish something, that has to be in response to evidence, not just baseless claims, right?
The Department of Justice is saying they're waiting for the approval of the AG to release this report. That is all I've said. I'm not expecting anything from it outside of disproving or whatever it's saying.
I don't know. I don't think this report is real. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think this is actually.
Also,
just because he hasn't heard of it doesn't mean it's.
Link it to me then. Link it. Show me. Wait. I might be wrong. Link it. Show me. I'm open to being wrong.
Okay, so hold on. Is his name Kash Patel? Whatever his name is, I don't know how to pronounce it.
No, it's just an AG report from some maybe a speculator.
No, I know. But the guy who's tapped to be coming in has said that he will release the report you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's the FBI.
But that could just be him blowing smoke up your ass. Who knows?
Yeah.
But crystal clear. You're not waiting on anything because you've already announced that you want to see people thrown in jail from Capitol Police.
Hold on. Hold on. You keep going back to this as if I haven't changed my opinion on the video.
Okay.
So why do you keep relying on that? Why do you keep going back to that? Stop that.
Because you haven't said. Okay, so I want to hear you.
You were there when we were talking about that when Destiny was off doing whatever else he was doing. You were there when we already said, I agree we've already agreed to this. All you're doing is bringing this back up because you're just doing it for the fucking camera at this point.
No, I'm not.
Then why don't you remember that we had that conversation? You were there. You were the one asking me about it. Dev was there too.
Wait, which part?
Asking me if I still believe the video was the way it was when I first stated.
No, not whether the video was.
And why, if I don't agree that the video was the way I remember it. Hold on. Why?
No,
if I don't remember,
I'm asking, do you still believe? You still believe that there are any members of the Capitol Police who belong in jail as a result of their conduct on Jan 6th?
The only people I can even think of are their conduct. No. The actions that took place after.
That was the start of the Jan 6 conversation, right?
No, it wasn't.
The beginning of the Jan 6 component of this conversation.
No, it wasn't.
You claimed that.
No, the start of the Jan 6 conversation was about Liz Cheney having improper communications with Hutchinson, or whatever the fuck her name was. That was I don't know what you're trying to do here. So no, I don't believe the non-existent fucking Capitol person that let them in deserves punishment. No, I don't know why we keep rotating back.
So everyone did the best that they possibly could in
I don't know
the circumstances.
That is additional information I don't have.
Can I ask you, Artemis? Right? What do we need to do to kind of change your mind on this? Right? Because I think it's pretty clear you're wrong. Right?
The issue being is that I don't look at it as I don't have an opinion on the Capitol thing. The issue being is that for people to move on past it, there are certain things that need to be coming out so that the American people themselves can move the fuck on from it. One of them being that confidential report or whatever it is that Kash Patel wants to release that's sitting on Garland's desk.
Okay, so you need the Garland's...
More clarity, more sunlight is always better to remove fucking...
Don't we have this thing recorded from like...
Just to be clear also, for everybody paying attention to this far, because we've watched him walk back like 50 million times, that report wouldn't satisfy you. You would say they're lying, you would say it doesn't matter, you say it literally doesn't matter.
I know.
Don't we already have this from every single angle? By like literally thousands of different people who were all recording this on their phones?
Yep. We do.
So Artemis,
okay.
I mean...
It's so funny also, wait, real quick, earlier, it's really funny too, and I noticed these because it's just funny. Earlier, remember, he was making the argument that what an absolute and utter failure of preparation for the Capitol Police when we knew for weeks ahead of time that there were going to be tens of thousands of people here that were going to start something. And now he's saying, well, actually, it was started by the feds that were at the area.
I didn't say that.
Did people know weeks ahead of time that the feds were going to start it, or did they just like...
You're just making shit up.
You're arguing both sides of it, yeah.
You're just making shit up now. I never said that. I don't know why you're implying that. This is no one. You're now making shit up.
So Artemis, you've made the claim to me that the January 6th committee, all the evidence has to be thrown out because of various, procedural problems with it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't agree with those problems, obviously, because we've talked about.
If there's procedural problems if the procedural problems that were removed and had been followed correctly, well, not correctly, but to a more balanced way of how they were going about it, like because there's no defense when doing in a committee, like an opposing research thing, or I can't remember what it's called, but basically there's only one side to that investigation, and it should have been handled differently. There should have been some more balance to it.
There were 3 open seats.
The Republicans very specifically, don't ever let him get away with this. The Republicans withdrew their support from that just so that people like him could make that statement, just so you know.
No, that's just bullshit mind reading. I don't care.
Really? Hold on, wait.
Yes,
Pelosi approved 3 of 5 people and asked for 2 others from McCarthy, right? She did, right?
Yeah, and McCarthy understood that it wasn't going to be a actual thing, so he withdrew. Because there's no point of having a corrupt process and trying to give some legitimacy.
Yeah, but you can't prove a single conclusion or research part that was like corrupt.
I understand that. You're just going to try to paint.
Well, hold on, Artemis. I mean, the claim is that because pro-Trump people wouldn't be able to be on it because Troy Nels is pro-Trump and he was allowed on it.
No, we've already had this conversation before, Deb. Jim Jordan is the most well-known and well-trusted person for the conservative side. If he was on there, whatever conclusion they would have derived would have been far more believable.
Bullshit.
Okay.
So just hold on for a second. So
McCarthy was also really loved by Republicans at one point in time. I don't know if you remember that, but
Jim Banks and Jim Jordan, they were both supposed to be on it. They were refused, and your argument is that there could have been no one else that they could have chosen that would have been able to get the job done.
Do you know?
Had to be those 2?
Do you know of any other people that would have rose to that prominence at that time?
That weren't in the December 21st meeting? Probably not, because
that's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, because they're all corrupt. That's why they're at the meeting, man.
Okay, so here's my that's okay. So we could say that they were at that meeting. The problem is, if you want people to lend some legitimacy to the Jan 6 committee, those are some type of things you have to acquiesce with. Because now you just have the entire thing where everything is going to get thrown out, everything is going to get undone, and the American people don't trust it in any way, shape, or form.
You actually don't have to let the people that are accused of crimes be the ones that are investigating themselves. You really don't have to do that, but
Okay.
No, wait. Hold on. Isn't Dan Crenshaw like a popular House Republican?
No.
Not enough for this argument. No.
Not enough.
Because he wasn't at the December 21st meeting.
It's never good enough. It's never enough.
Destiny, this is all you do. Was you just
Artemis? I don't want to gang up on you, buddy, but you and I have had this conversation before, and I'm curious. What is your basis for establishing Jim Jordan's popularity, assuming that that's the predicate for who should participate in the January 6th investigation?
It used to be Trey Gowdy. Trey Gowdy used to be a huge proponent for not combative, but
yeah, no, I know who Trey Gowdy is,
Yeah,
I
he's
understand.
actively contesting the.
I understand. But I understand, but you just appealed to Jim Jordan's popularity. My question is, what's your basis for that?
He's the next runner-up that everybody knows about.
According to what?
It was popularity. That's the. I don't know what else to go off of or tell you.
What? How do you establish his popularity? Was it a poll? What was it? Your feelings?
Oh, do I need to have a?
I don't
know how we're supposed to do that. I don't understand that.
Just
everything is going to be feelings by how people talk to him.
Was he ever? Jim Jordan was never. I could be wrong. Was he? He wasn't like a House Majority Leader or anything, right? He never.
No, he wasn't.
Okay, wait. So what is this idea? Where does this come from? He was never like running for president and was like runner-up to Trump, right?
No, the issue being is that he's been the most strident defender of Trump and all the other stuff, making him the most popular. Having him on a process, even if he was at that meeting,
you're
would have
making an
gained simple legitimacy.
unsubstantiated. Yeah, but you're making an unsubstantiated.
It's always going to be unsubstantiated. I'm not going to use. I'm not going to be like.
Well, it's not. Well, the issue is that this is such a strong claim for you that you can discredit the entire J6 commission based on the fact that he wasn't allowed on. So it's kind of weird.
I don't have to. The entirety of the United States, not entirety, the entirety of the Republican Party dissuaded it because of that point.
No, they dissuaded it because they don't like the conclusions.
That's not the reason.
Yeah.
That was the initial jettison of the J6 committee being invalidated.
No, listen.
When
Kevin McCarthy didn't appeal to Jim Jordan's popularity for the reason that he withdrew all the names. He was pissed that he didn't get the names he wanted. And by the way, Speaker Pelosi wasn't obligated either by norms or by any sort of congressional law or congressional rule to give Kevin McCarthy the specific names he wanted. She had a very good reason to deny Jim Jordan and Jim Banks, and she said that of all the hundreds of other Republican congressmen who were devoutly loyal to Donald Trump, including Matt Gaetz, by the way, there were other people that he could have picked, and McCarthy refused. That's on McCarthy. That's not on Pelosi. And again, you appealing to Jim Jordan's popularity without being able to substantiate it is ridiculous.
I'm not going to acknowledge a fucking argument like that from people who are fundamentally anti-Republican and MAGA stuff. I can't acknowledge that argument because you're not objective fucking people. I'm not going to acknowledge that.
To be clear, you can say they're not objective people. You hold on. Wait. You just said you're not objective right after saying that there was absolutely no objective or concrete way to justify your feeling about Jim Jordan. You're on an island, my friend.
Hold on. Why? Okay. If there's no way people can be objective about this statement, because there's not. It's entirely opinion based off of the popularity of a person. Why would I acquiesce to an argument that is laid out as if it's an objective statement?
Here's a question. If there's going to be a massive investigation into things that might involve people in your party, why wouldn't you want 5 members of your choosing? If 2 get knocked out, but the other 3 are there, why wouldn't you just choose 2 other people and be a part of that investigatory process?
Oh, because then you're lending credence to a process you don't trust. I don't know why. I've already said this before.
Oh my God! Wait! That's fine. I'm happy with that, and I'm glad that you said that. You are exactly right. He did not want to lend any credence to it, and he wanted to completely and totally delegitimize it from the very beginning. You said it. I'm good. That's it. That's all I needed to hear. Thank you. That's all I needed to hear.
Having Jim Jordan there would have let it.
You wanted to delegitimize the entire process, and that's why you're repeating it, and you're honest about it. Thank you.
All you're here to do is just to run roughshod. No, he wanted to lend credence to the fucking process by having Jim Jordan on there.
What is so unique to Jim Jordan, which would give the process credence that 100?
Because the American people trust him more.
According to whom, Artemis? According to whom?
Okay, again, you're trying to ask for a fucking institutional answer.
You know why? Because you're making a strong claim. You're making the claim that Republicans can pull their entire support from arguably one of the most important and extensive investigations in recent U.S. history, that all of that should fall apart because Jim Jordan is not allowed on? Does he have a background in investigations? Does he have a background in prosecution? Is he a former attorney general, a former FBI department head, a former anything? Why is he so important that if he specifically is not allowed on this investigation, the whole thing loses credibility?
Because that's what happened.
Okay.
It lost all of its credibility. That's why nobody acknowledged it. That's why people are fine with them pardoning.
Does Jim Jordan participate in every activity in the House?
He's the head of the judiciary.
Does he participate in every congressional activity?
No.
But isn't by implication your argument that anything that doesn't have Jim Jordan on it is illegitimate?
Yep.
No. The greatest, like Jesse said, the most influential investigation in fucking history probably should have the most trusted person from the Republican Party on it.
How do you think the Democrats would have felt if people who were directly implicated potentially in Trump's scheme How do you think that the Democrats would have felt if he was now a big part of the committee and if he was obstructing things?
They would have been ecstatic because they could just go, "Hey, we're going to subpoena you," and then they could have it on fucking publicity.
We were going to threaten to subpoena people? You mean we were going to threaten to subpoena?
They already did.
You mean we were going to threaten to subpoena people that Donald Trump had already given pardons to for ignoring prior subpoenas? That was the plan?
I don't know why you're saying that as if that's an abnormal thing, because that's what every administration does.
Every administration grants pardons to people that are helping them commit crimes in office? Name two other times that's happened, or one other time that's happened. What are we talking about?
Obama, AG, Eric Holder, avoiding subpoenas, and being in contempt of Congress. This has happened several times.
Okay, wait. Now, if I go and read about this right now, are you going to be completely and totally fucking wrong like you were about every other thing you said? And you're going to say, well, how am I supposed to remember the exact details of these particular things? Is that what's going to happen if I look this up?
Let me just pull it up myself.
From www.thefederalistrightwing.com.
Sorry. Maybe if we had released the January 6th video, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Listen, it's still working. And trust me, this guy, I don't think I've talked about any of the things in that video that we've talked about up here. So I don't even know if it would have been good enough for him. I don't have a whole 30
listen, I've released mine at least.
Direction. Oh, yeah. Otaku's got it. Or I don't know. Dev, or do you go, what do you go? SFO or Dev or what?
Dev.
Have you talked about all these things that came up today in your video? With these part of it? Why didn't they just plug the perimeter? And what about the maglock doors?
Not that part.
Did you go over the maglock doors?
Nope.
Did you go over? Okay, yeah. See, gee, there's too many.
That was gonna be the next part.
Oh, part 2. Okay,
I was doing a trilogy of it. I only got one out.
You should make one now. Maglocks, right? Yeah. How do they work? Let's find out. Deep dive.
So, I do have a question for you, Artemis, if you don't mind. Are you looking for stuff?
I'm fine. You can ask what you want. I'm trying to find the end point of the Fast and Furious thing where Eric Holder was in contempt of Congress forever, and then Obama let him off.